Grand Council of Haven City for heinous acts and crimes against the people. You are hereby banished to the wasteland for life.
This is a death sentence, Vigor. There must be another way.
Your protest was overruled. This dark eco-freak is dangerous. Now drop the cargo! This is an outrage! I am outraged beyond words! Although I do have something to say. Not everyone agrees with this ridiculous decree.
Yeah, we want a recount.
Oh, I see you wish to join him. Actually, we are not that outraged. Farewell, Jack. Stay out of the sun. Drink lots of water, if you can find it.
Jack?
Go back to the city, Dax.
I'm sorry. The council is too powerful. There was nothing
I know.
You just stay alive, you hear me? That's an order. Someone will find you, I promise.
May the precursors have mercy on you.
Daxter!
Don't thank me. I'm only here because you wouldn't last a second without me. Okay, tough guy. You got us into this mess. Now you gotta get us out.
Ah, what a team we'll make.
Let's just get moving. But which way?
That way!
That way.
Oh, and I suppose you know where you're going, huh?
Better than you do, Bent Beak.
Let's just move.
This was all your stupid idea.
No, it was yours. Only a bird brain could have thought this one up. Let's go with him. We'll help together. You mean we'll die together? I can't believe the city hates us. We saved those lowlifes.
Jack, the city's divided. Reports say new Crimson Death bots are holding a vital section of the industrial area. My men are getting their asses kicked. The KG have a new leader. We're trying to find out who it is.
I'm afraid I've got more bad news. A large group of surviving metalheads have concentrated in another section of the city.
But we destroyed Core.
It appears the strongest metalheads have survived. The battle for the city has just begun.
The people are blaming you, Jack.
Right. Good plan, Jack. A nap would be nice. Just a teensy little rest.
This bird is overcooked.
The palace.
Report!
It's bad. The city's become a battlefield. Mechanized death bots have taken the industrial section, and the surviving metalheads have expanded their hold on the west side. We're losing ground on all fronts.
The council's meeting tonight in emergency session. Rumblings about you, Jack. It doesn't look good. They think your friendship with Crew helped the metalheads get into the city.
You don't believe that, do you?
What's in the past is done. Right now, metalheads are assaulting the palace. They're looking for something, and I have no idea.
Looks like we found some live ones. Barely. Here's the beacon we were picking up. Who gave you this? We'll take them with us. Let's move. I smell a storm coming.
Why, hello. Ah, man. I am glad we are finally able to start this because this is probably my favorite in the franchise overall. I love this game. I absolutely love this game. And yeah, I know I was silent during that whole 4 odd minutes of a cutscene because there's a lot of fucking shit in that cutscene. So don't skip it. It's right before the game even brings you to the main menu. So don't skip that cutscene. All right, and like all the other games, this is definitely going to be a drinking stream. I guess ground rules are the same as others. We succeed in a mission, that's a drink. Oh, excuse me, that's a bad voice crack. We fail in a mission, that's a drink. We succeed in a secret mission, that's a drink. And let's have a gimmicky one. See, we've done one for every time Dexter's a smartass. I don't know. We'll drink along the way and make our own rules, I'm sure. Let me take just a moment to set up Facecam. I just didn't want to add that for the time being. Don't stop broadcasting. There we go. And we're back. Okay, good shit. Let me go ahead and make myself a drink before we even get started. I've got my rum and I've got my juice. Probably not going to be drinking too heavily of drinks because I don't have a lot of alcohol. But, you know, the drunker I get, the more we'll see, I'm sure. Yes, I am sure. Ah, fuck. Never had white rum with cran mango juice. Maybe it'd be pretty good. No, not bad at all. I dig on it. Okay, now. There's a lot of information to process in that opening cutscene. And, I don't know, I've seen it so many times, I don't know what specifically to talk about. So, in between the peaceful ending of Jak 2 and the start of this game, we have been fucking exiled to die in the desert from this new politician that we haven't met in the last game. And it was suspected that there are not people that live out in the desert, but there are. There are now. So we're going to learn more of that once we get in. I've talked about how this is sort of a mesh of a Mad Max game, among other things. So instead of choosing load game, we're going to new game and just do a new save file. And let's just begin. There we go. There we go. I think graphically, this favors as a better port than Jak 2. There are some shortcomings that we'll get to, but they're much fewer and farther between. Saw a little bit more of the graphical errors and the opening cutscene. Alright, let's focus on what this game is about.
Nobody lives outside.
New hairstyle. Already like it better than the stupid green mullet.
We are the forgotten ones. Haven
I dig on it. I dig on it. It's fine. It's okay,
but now that you have been saved, your life belongs
but yeah,
to
no,
the
it's
people
like,
of
nobody
Spargus,
knows there are people
and we
out
will use it
beyond
well.
the city's
If
walls.
it's
It's like,
actually
oh yeah,
worth
there fucking are.
Hey, that sounds like a bad deal.
You are in no position to deal. Out here, everything is either useful or dead weight. Prove yourselves worthy, or the desert will be your grave.
You need to work on making a better first impression.
In the unforgiving wasteland, we value strength and survival above all. We will see where you stand soon enough. Complete your training, then enter the arena. Just the bravest crawl out and are allowed to stay in Spargus. It's quite simple, really.
What happens to the ones that don't crawl out?
Then it will be.
What's
as
up
if
with
we
my
never
chat right
found
now?
you.
Because I keep getting
I
the
was
message that says
afraid
reconnecting to chat.
Hail, all citizens of Sparta!
Fucking weird.
Welcome to the arena
Oh, well.
of death, where we get to watch other people wet themselves in fear. These
Listen,
hosts will once
who
again
is it?
test who they are.
Who is
Each
again
fighting to prove their worth,
weirdly
to stay
in a
among
position
us.
of power
Let's hear
above
it for
us?
Jak and his obnoxious
So yeah, I like the
fucking
society that, of course we survive because we are the strongest.
There you are.
Prove your strength. Be a warrior, and you can live here.
He says my
They just weigh us down if you're not. Because, like, of course. Fucking course. You will live out in the middle of the fucking desert.
And he hopes your death is very...
Will you stop that? Damus can talk for himself.
He is right. You will most likely die. And yes, Pecker is my new advisor.
Unlike you, Some people appreciate my talents. It beats working for a living. I saw a few of the fights earlier.
Do we really appreciate his talents?
Why, you little...
Let the games begin!
Oh, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Oh man, don't know how much I love this game, man. I've beaten this game so much. When you change this camera, when you do that, when you change this camera right now. No, that is not fucking default. So when I turn the right stick, I want to look right. When I turn the left stick, I want to look left. Is that so much to ask for? I can't believe that's so much to ask for. So we got our basic platforming challenge. That's oddly enough more reminiscent of the first game tutorial than the second one, because we got combat dummies like the first game instead of actual enemies. I'm skipping ahead a little bit. We should stay on the flow if we want to collect these as quickly as possible. Almost missed that one. Any over here? No, 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 no. Should I have grabbed that one at the very beginning? I feel like that's one I missed. So I'm just gonna. You can punch this way. Nope, I just went to somewhere I wasn't supposed to be. Ain't that funny? Alright, and he's giving me tutorials for things I haven't quite... haven't gotten to the part yet, which is fine. We know. We know. We know how to punch, we know how to kick. Hasn't been that long since Jak 2. Even in terms of this game, I believe Jak 2 came out in 2003 and this came out in 2004. Because I remember recently looking it up. I thought it was longer than that. I thought this game came out in like 05, 06. But no, it came out relatively early, but I think this game looks absolutely phenomenal. Like, in terms of actual graphical design and art design. For being 2004, this game looks actually amazing. Like, the environments, the character designs, even the mouth movements approved upon. Like, those are pretty shittily rendered 3D models, but they're 3D models. All the same, I think. I think they are. Oh well. We'll talk about that later. What the hell is wrong with my chat? It keeps saying connect with chat. Oh well. That's completed mission.
Won the challenge.
That's right, we bad. You haven't forgotten what I taught you, Jak.
Anyone can make a few measly jumps. Now let's see how you rate against the living. Readjust.
Should we take a drink every time Damus gets pissy at something?
Prepare the arena for full combat.
That'd be a bit. Although there is a point in the game where we're, spoiler alert, we are out of this this area for a while, so there is a period where we don't see Damus. But
with actual weapons? Who actually want to hurt us?
Fine, bring him on.
All right, that's it. I want to be on his shoulder.
oh, we're starting. Shit. Damn. And I like how our new health bar looks. The yin and the yang with the little dots representing our health. Like so. Oh shit. I shouldn't have gotten ballsy. If I roll, I bet I can. Yeah, I can. Okay. Just a simple little combat trial. Man, I miss my guns from the previous game. Because they were upgraded all to fuck. They were stronger, they were faster, and now that I'm starting with this basic bitch-ass scatter gun, like, it Oh shit. Well, that's a death. It feels really odd that I'm starting with this gun again. Now, don't get me wrong. We're going to catch back up really quickly. I mean, very quickly. Because you get a lot more weapons in this game than the last one. The last one you got 4, in this one you get 12. 3 variants for each color gun, instead of just the basic 4 colors from Jak 2. Which is probably one of the most fun improvements since Ratchet & Clank Gun Commando did weapon evolutions. And they just keep expanding upon that. And, oh, shit, man, that is... Like, the way Ratchet & Clank does guns gets my dick the hardest. It is so fucking fun. Ooh, look at here. Ooh, time to go insane in the membrane. I had no control over that, by the way. That just happened automatically. Guess it's been a little bit since we've, Dark Jackified, and he's, you know, he's got the talons that... I don't know if I like the aesthetic of them being nails, or his fingers just, like, grew into points. But yeah, Daxter's angry, too. And we're gonna see a little bit more of, little details like that that I really enjoy about this game. That's not the complete mission. If we fly through a good chunk of this game tonight, like I'm thinking maybe we could get through the first act. How many parts did Jak 2 take? Was it 5?
Not telling us, Animal Man.
Because some parts were kind of short, like an hour and a half, 2 hours. I'm thinking we could get through a pretty good chunk tonight.
Don't piss him off.
Maybe I want to get through at least the first act tonight.
Dangerous. And that could be
Of this game.
Your bravery has earned you your first
Because I think this game is
if you are
longer
victorious in
than Jak
2
2.
more arena fights,
I don't remember.
you will earn
I don't know if it's
your
longer or
citizenship
roughly
department.
as long.
Here is a gate pass to allow free passage in and out of the city. But beware, there is no true refuge outside our walls. The desert is less kind than I.
I like
and
the...
for your victory, a gun mod is
I like the, so you were already getting new gun upgrades. I like the quote-unquote promise that's like, you can leave the city, but where are you gonna go, you know? It's this weird double-edged sword that I think is hilarious. Yeah, and now we got the blaster. So now it's, instead of just pressing the button to put the gun away, we gotta hold it down, because the more we press down a button, that's how we get the variants of the other guns. They're not like evolutions, unfortunately, where the more we use one, the better it gets, and the more gimmicks it has. We just get them over the progress of the story.
In the arena, boy, but a little more choke, and you would have popped, eh?
I'm gonna drink for every time someone's shitty to Jak or Daxter.
No, I'm conversing with me.
I'm not
sweet
going to catch
Victorian
everyone
mom.
because
Of
it happens a
course you,
fucking
you
lot,
bored.
but I'm gonna try.
From the
Or I'll just
basement,
drink.
Who's asking? The guy who runs this place. That's who. Cleaver's the
Cleaver!
You blokes stick with me, and I'll take care of you. In fact,
I don't know what
I've got a job
counts
for you
as
right now.
the England of
Ride me
this
legally,
world, but
get
he
your
got this
puppies
accent from
and
somewhere.
raid storerooms. Snag me 6 of them puppies, and I'll let you drive one of me racing vehicles.
I like that he puts an exact number on it. It's like, here's this fucking video game task, you video game protagonist. Because no one will just be like, go find them all. I don't know how the fuck many there are. Everybody's like, no, give me exactly 6, no more, no less. You're just like,
We have to find those kangaroos.
okay, I fucking guess. Sure, whatever. Alright, and oh, they're so kindly displayed on the minimap.
There's one of those
Because
buggers.
if they weren't, we gotta find these tiny little bastards ourselves.
close.
Oh, Jesus. Oh god. He didn't like that we headbutted that. He didn't like that we
I see
headbutted.
another one. You got it.
There we are.
Ooh, nasty. There's another one.
So yeah, these citizens are not like the citizens of Haven City. They will fucking shoot you back if you start punching them. It's like it's not a lawless land. It's very citizen operated.
Did someone miss their breakfast?
And that's a really cool new, like, not new, but I appreciate the gimmick in this game. And you're also gonna notice me smacking these a lot because I know in a lot of them there are metalhead skull gems. And the reason they have them just kind of lying around, we're probably not going to find actual metalheads for a while, and these things are kind of limitless in their numbers, these skull gems. Also unlike Jak 2, and to unlock certain secret missions, just to get extra precursor orbs or what have you, we need to pay skull gems. And I like that gimmick. I like this game is better than Jak 2 in almost every feasible way, in my opinion. Shit. And there are just precursor orbs, of course, just kind of floating around. That we'll gather just on the regular. I'm not going to get them all because there are like 600 and something in this game. Ugh, it's kind of ridiculous now. Also, unlike Jak 2 or Jak 1, which Jak 1 is fucking 2,000, but they're relatively easy to... Oh, shit, sorry. Like, if you hurt somebody in this town, you better fucking finish them off. Like, nobody's gonna shoot at you for murdering somebody except the person you're trying to murder. So, if you're going to accidentally hurt someone, you need to finish them off, or they will be a nuisance while you're in the general area. There we are. God. Feels good. This game feels good to play. It feels really actually fantastic to play. Like, the movement of this... I say vehicle, because it's essentially a vehicle. Like, there's a slight rumble for every...
One more!
For every footstep.
There's the last one!
So, like, running around on this is very satisfying. There's some stuff up there, so I'm gonna... I don't think I can snag it right now. Unfortunately, one of the bigger problems with this port is, like, frame rate and screen tearing issues.
There's one of those fuckers! Get it, Jak!
I don't think it's too noticeable because it was, in all honesty, a lot worse on the PS2 than it is on this. It's just one of those standards that aren't so acceptable nowadays, you know?
Not bad, blokes. Maybe me food stores will last a little longer now. If Deimos ever gives you a pass to leave the city, I'll let you take one of me rides for a spin. See you around, Willies.
Alright, that's a completed mission. Like I said, we're going to be drinking a lot. And, I don't have anywhere to be tomorrow. My job has become even more part-time now that inventory is drastically slowed down for the year. So, I'm not so much out of work, just sort of on hiatus, kind of a break. Before we do that mission, I want to look around, see if there are any secret missions that we can do. There's one right there, but it's kind of out of the way. So we're gonna go ahead, snag this.
Check out these funny dudes, huh? Nice threads. I didn't know rubber was back in. What are you working on, monk boy?
It is none of your concern, Admiral.
These characters have very interesting designs.
The arena shows all, Dark One. Hate consumes
Tara Strong, by the way, I believe.
Thanks for the tip.
Yeah, it's her.
You, just as these precursors destroyed themselves.
Tara Strong was like 3 characters in this game. One still Kira.
One fell in the great volcano. We sent an expedition to the mountain.
Him?
My monks never
Dexter
returned.
calls him Monk Boy.
Ill tidings sing in the wind. I fear the remaking of the world is at
So I don't know what
I think you've been out
gender
a little too long.
this character is.
You must leave this place.
Heroes think they can save the world when they themselves are lost. You could not possibly understand the dark forces at work here.
Don't talk to me about dark powers. I want to know what this is.
The electricity shock from his hand to it. It's like, don't talk to me about dark powers. Oh, God. I don't care for this minigame. I'm gonna be frank. It's got an interesting enough gimmick, but I don't care for it. Just press the buttons whenever they enter the circles. Press 2 buttons in close enough sequence, you get bonus points. Essentially, it kind of like the minigame in Jak 2 where the Oracle. Fuck! I'm already fucking up. I shouldn't talk during these. It's kind of like the one with the Oracle exploding PlayStation symbols fucking everywhere. I think we need to get 75. The goal's in the upper left-hand corner, but my fucking face cam is blocking it. I shouldn't talk during this. I should just concentrate. Because this is butt cake easy. I'm just not paying attention. That or it's been quite a bit. It's only really been like, what, a few months since this port was released? I don't recall. I wish I did, but I don't. I honestly don't know what the trick to this game is. There's a certain pattern to pressing some of these buttons? I don't know. But I'm gonna try not to miss any for this one. And it's relatively forgiving. Like, it just needs to be touching the circle to count. There's going to be another one of these minigames later on that's completely optional, but you gotta get a shit ton of points to get anything out of it. But if you do get it, you get quite a few precursor orbs, so win-win, in a sense. It's just like, hey, I'm sitting back there.
You cracked it, Jak.
Don't touch it. Dark Eco.
Yeah, you're impressed now, aren't you? Miss Preps.
Dark Eco,
Those are solid
Schmark,
crystals.
Schmeeko.
It has been passed down through time and power the greatest of
Whatever, don't
precursor
worry about it.
technologies. Strange. It speaks an ancient dialect. The earliest precursor forms. Something
I say, isn't that
about
everywhere,
this
though?
unfinished world.
Those look like coordinates. Like the ones from...
It is picking up a very powerful
Reclaiming
I don't
this
think we're gonna like what this
unfinished
thing is happening
world.
signal. Even you cannot save us from this, hero.
Hey, I'm the real hero here. You can call me Orange Lightning. Zing.
You may carry the color of our creator's animal, but we have plans to save ourselves. Stay out of our business. You and Orange Lightning are not welcome here.
Whatever. Whatever. Speaking of unfinished world, holy fuck. I can't believe I forgot about this until now. Well, let's talk about the goddamn, re-release of this series on physical disc from Limited Run. The gall, the absolute fucking gall of them to say, hey, if you pre-order this, you get a mock cover box art of the Jak 4 that was never released. It's like, what the fuck? What? What does that mean? That's almost insulting. That is insulting. It's like, just, how about fucking, is that like a joke? Is this a joke to you? More than probably almost anyone want that game to happen, so don't joke about that. I really want a Jak 4, man. I want it so bad. It's like, not even funny. I mean, it's kind of, it's kind of funny, and I really do want to see what the mock box art would have looked like. I'm not going to pre-order the things from Limited Run because I think they're already sold out or whatever, and I've already got them all digitally, so... I mean, it'd be nice to have them all on, like, one physical disc. All 4 of these games. Jack X doesn't technically count as Jack 4, even though it is canonically the 4th in the series, but we'll talk about that probably when we get to that game. I really wish this would have gone somewhere. Hold the phone. I just received an invitation for a party. Well, howdy, you're on live television. Although if you want to appear in the stream, you got to make sure you're...
Yeah, I'm pretty sure my thing is turned on.
Okay. I say I've got the stream up on my thing now, so we'll find out. We'll find out in a bit.
Okay.
So I'm already ranting and raving about the bullshit that Limited Run is pulling with the physical Jak and Daxter discs for PS4.
Oh, isn't it something like it has Jak 4 content or some shit? Was that it?
It's got a mock box art or a mock box for Jak 4, though it was never technically released. And I hope that means it's sort of a teaser for what's to come, but part of me does not believe so.
Well, whenever they put out that it's going to contain exclusive box art, what did they say about that? Like, did they say anything?
They just said it was like it would have been what the box art would have been should Jak 4 have been released. And that's the gist of what I got from it. It's not entirely clear. Oh god, I'm
guessing that it's just a what if kind of thing.
I know, and I would love for them to. I would absolutely love for them to fucking release that or attempt to tease something like that. They did say it was a game once in development. I will give them that. They said Jak 4 was once in development, but they haven't said anything about that from the article that I read.
Yeah. I mean, maybe one day. You know, it's not impossible.
I'm listening to the stream to make sure your voice is coming through.
Ah.
Okay, you are coming through. Good shit. Yeah, I just started and I'm just now dicking around, drinking for every successful mission, every death, every failure, etc., etc. I'm almost done with my first class already. Because this game goes by fast. Everything goes by fast when you're having fun and bitching about things that don't exist.
Man, fuck this game. It sucks because, I don't know.
Cody, I feel about Jak 4 the same way you feel about Mega Man Legends 3. Like, it's simply something that should have been, but is for whatever reason not.
Why'd you have to bring up that old one? Oh.
So I'm not the only one who's hurting right now?
Why do you want me to hurt with you? What did I do to deserve this?
I just want sympathy pain, so you know.
No, you're not gonna get sympathy pain. Fuck you for reminding me. I'll never forgive Capcom until they fucking release it, sons of bitches. I know they've still got the fucking code. They can
So-
release it on Switch. It's such an easy thing to accomplish.
So
If they
Cody,
had it
imagine
running-
this. They
It was
announced a Mega Man Legends. So they announced a Mega Man Legends collection for Switch and a fake box for Mega Man Legends 3. How angry would you be?
Okay, well, see, the thing is, we had art for Mega Man Legends 3, so it's a little bit different. Also, there's only 2 Legends games, so, like, calling it a collection would be like, I don't know.
Well, I mean, it's the same way that Bayonetta 1 and 2 is a collection right now.
Yeah. I know what you mean, but yeah, what the smart thing to do would be to release a collection, make it $50 or $60, come with 1 and 2, a port of it, and then 3.
And then just wait.
But fuck me. Yeah. It's just like, hey guys, we're finally doing it. You're welcome. You can suck our dick later. We kind of decided we were going ahead and do this because we have Monster Hunter World and Devil May Cry money now. So yeah.
Yeah, that they do. I was gonna say something, but I completely forgot. Yeah, so in that case, now that .hack has now raised the bar for fucking people doing this because they released the 3 .hack GU games on one collection, plus the game that they promised to make back in 05, but never did. They actually finally released it, and this is the first time that's ever seen the light of day was on this collection. And it's supposedly the finale to this series. And that's just that's the best thing that they could have done.
See, I've got Legends 1 and 2, but I mean, you know, I haven't played through them quite yet.
Right.
So, like, I don't really necessarily have that, you know, that super mega huge urge for Legends 3 to be released, but I'm still pissed about it because it was in that period of time where Capcom was basically saying, hey, do you like Mega Man? Oh, I'm sorry. Fuck you.
Essentially,
I mean,
yeah.
It was like there for just hell. I mean, before from like 2010 all the way up to right before Mega Man 11 got announced. Like, it was just, hey, we're working on a Mega Man game. Hey, we fucking canceled it. Hey, we're working on a Mega Man game.
Here's Echo.
Guess what we did, though? It wasn't just like one game, it was like 4. So it was like, oh, come the fuck on. For the love of shit, just give us something. You know, it's just like, Capcom, why? And that's why I hated them for so many years. Just absolutely despised Capcom as a company. And, you know, they've done better, you know, as of late. They're pretty solid now. But of course,
I'll say they're making up with everything they've all the wrong they've done with DMC5 now. At least I hope they are, or they're going to try to, because I've been seeing the latest DMC5 trailers. Nuts! It's absolutely bonkers in the best possible way.
There's a couple things that I'm worried about because, like, I want to say they're adding in progression through microtransactions or something, but considering it's a single-player game, I don't think it'll be that big of a deal.
They, I can already say they tried to do that with the re-release of DMC4, but they didn't really change all that much in terms of combat or make anything less accessible, so honestly, it's for those die-hard assholes that want to, like, level up everything to max at the very beginning of the game.
And just have a power trip?
Yep, essentially. Instead of progressing like a normal human being, or God forbid, going back and doing missions or finding secret areas to unlock things.
I mean, I guess I can understand, you know, some of it. You know, some people just don't have the time. So, you know, having the ability to pay to, you know, just kind of, you know, step past some of that grind, I can understand. But also, if that's the case, really should just, you know, either A, make the game not as grindy. That's the less desirable option.
It's not a grindy game at all. It's just one of those games that it's either extremely difficult to unlock everything on the first run through, or like near impossible. And those things that cost the most are obviously the most broken and powerful things.
I know.
It's not that you can't get through the game with some pretty bitchin' moves, because you can. I mean, in fact, it's like you're probably not going to grind at all. If anybody plays like me, or unless you're a die-hard DMC fan who just loves going through certain missions, or again wants that power trip, like you said, that's just not going to be a thing that happens. And you know,
I suppose you could include, you know, like what I was about to get to as well. You could include, you know, like some kind of option to turn on, you know, power trip mode or something stupid like that. But also, you know, if people have the ability to do that from the get-go.
You want an arcade mode, essentially?
I mean, I guess, yeah. Just like turn on all the abilities, turn on, you know, max level ups, power ups, etc., from the beginning. But you know, if that was the case, a lot of people would play it like that, wouldn't get the full experience,
right?
Kind of take away from it. So I think that having to pay for it is probably the best way of, you know, balancing it, I guess, is the best way to describe it, for the lack of a better term.
It's a lot like people who go into Red Dead 2 expecting it to be like GTA 5. They want a gun and they want the ability to shoot everyone and then run away. Except Red Dead 2 story mode has big fucking repercussions if you shoot somebody and try to get away with it. Or it's like, it goes to the extent of realism where if you don't put on a bandit mask before robbing this train, everyone within 3 or 4 areas is going to know who the fuck you are and send lawmen after you. It's like people going to this game right after GTA 5 are in for a, for lack of a better term, a rude awakening, because Rockstar wants you to experience this game how they want you to experience it.
Yeah.
And you're not going to go in just murder everybody like the sociopath you want to be.
Yeah.
And I understand it too to some extent, but like even for Devil May Cry's sake, at least it's like this for 4. I haven't gone back and played 1, 2, or 3 in a while, but after you beat 4, you can just go back and start the game over again, but with everything you've unlocked so far. So it's not even like really all that grindy. If you want to start the game again with everything you've unlocked in the past game, you're totally able to do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, you know, the microtransactions are there. They just feel useless, like a useless addition. But, you know, people are going to buy it, and that's why they added it, because, of course, why not? Some people, the person who buys the game or pre-orders it day one is going to want that fucking taunt. That's the most expensive thing in the game, like right off the bat, just so they can see what it is. Did I tell you about that? The most expensive thing that's going to be in DMC 5 is a special taunt emote.
I do not think so, no. I haven't seen anything about it because I'm not following everything about DMC super close.
Right. Because you haven't played any of them, I don't think, right?
It's one of those series that's like on the, I hate saying backlog, but it's on the backlog, you know.
I'll say, as soon as, hopefully I'm going to get the PS4 collection on disc at some point, and I'll let you borrow that. Because I played all the games multiple times. 2 of them, in my opinion, are good out of the 4 that exist.
2 out of 4, jeez.
Well, no, in all reality, 3 out of 4 are good. But the first one has really not aged all that well. Yeah, fourth one's, or not the fourth one. The first one's hard. First one's like, it's a good game, but it's difficult because that was the best character action game that they had at the time. And for 2001, that didn't necessarily mean a whole lot. But DMC2 is story-wise a downgrade, combat-wise a bit of a bummer. The best thing they did is they added an active dodge that's actually quite good. 2 playable characters, one's kind of interesting, and the other is Dante, who doesn't get enough character development, despite it being the last in the fucking series canonically so far. Like, the Devil May Cry timeline is more confusing than the Metal Gear Solid timeline.
Seriously?
So, Metal Gear Solid goes... So, okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You've got 1, 2, and 4, which are all Solid Snake story. And then you've got 3, which is a prequel, and then 5, which is post-prequel, whatever you want to call it. The end of Naked Snake / Big Boss.
3, 1, 2, 4? Isn't that how MGS goes?
3, 5, 1, 2, 4, yes.
Oh, yeah, fuck, I was forgetting about 5, yeah.
Yeah, the technical order for MGS is 3, 5, 1, 2, 4. Of the 4 that exist right now, Devil May Cry goes 3, 1, 4, 2. And the only reason I could tell you that they did it that way is because 4 focuses on not Dante, but a new character that's going to be really important in 5, Nero. Yep. And 4 is my personal favorite, just because I think it plays the best. Because, of course, it would. But I think 4 plays the best because Nero is a stupid grapple character, and I love that about him. Instead of, like, dodges and style changes, he's got a fucking long-range grapple attack and a revolver instead of rapid-fire dual pistols.
Yeah.
Which I really enjoy. I enjoy Nero's playstyle a lot. But, yeah, 5 is going to be the last in the series canonically, because 2 ends on a cliffhanger, and 5 is going to answer what the fuck happened after 2.
So did they just, like, ignore what happened at the end of 2 or something?
No, they're not ignoring it. In fact, this is their acknowledgement of it, but it's like... Part of me gets the feeling that 3 was supposed to be the last in the series, but then they decided to focus on 4. I don't know. Then they decided to make 4 for whatever reason.
Yeah.
Because 3 feels like a very satisfying end, since it's like a prequel, and and you know, it answers questions like motivations and like, where did this character come from who appeared in DMC 1? What? Who was this guy? Etc. Etc. And and a lot of people regard 3 as the best, and I feel like that's what they really aimed for, since they wanted to end the series on such a high and positive note.
Yeah.
Especially after the pretty much garbage fire that Devil May Cry 2 was. I mean, Devil May Cry 2 was, like, critically did pretty okay, but all the fans were like, man, this thing is such a fucking downgrade from 1. It's not entirely the same gimmick that you know, the reboot that they tried to do a few years ago, DMC Devil May Cry, where Dante has like a weird crew cut with black hair instead of white hair.
Yeah, I've actually played that one.
Yeah, what'd you think of it?
I didn't beat it, but I thought it was pretty fun gameplay-wise.
Yeah, that's essentially what the consensus comes to. It's like, as a Devil May Cry game, it's kind of insulting, but gameplay-wise, it's still a good game.
Yeah.
The problem is, it just kind of... it's the weirdest kind of reboot. It's sort of the equivalent of a bad Netflix adaptation, where they try to make everything like real and edgy and just weird shit like that. They made a lot of weird unnecessary changes that did not need to be. But yeah, all I've heard is it's fun gameplay wise, and I've seen some stuff on it. It looks fun gameplay wise, but some of the stuff they do with the story and the characters is just fucking just not very good. And the whole theme of the game is fuck big pharma. It's like
saying that about games.
Because in some instances it's good. Okay, some instances it's fun. It's all in good fun. Like it's a quirky tale of anti-capitalism or what have you. But this game goes so hard and tries so hard to be edgy. Like it's worse so than Shadow the Hedgehog for PS2. In the edge department.
Shadow the Hedgehog was an underrated game for its time and is still one of the greatest of all time. And you can't debate that.
I played the fuck out of that game, man. That game was dumb.
Cooper, I am all of
me.
Yeah, that's
is that it? Oh, Jesus.
Whatever the hell it is.
I love to think that the board meeting for that game was, let's fucking give Shadow a gun, see what happens. I like to think that some fucking big Sega executive said, you know what? Let's give this character a gun.
I'm not gonna lie, if they ever re-release it, Cooper, I will buy it day one. Even if
I might too. I might too.
Because for all of the stupid edgy shortcomings and everything that game has, and just how awful that fucking game is. Gameplay-wise, it was fun, from what I remember. But then again, I could be looking.
It was fun. It wasn't great, but it was fun. Like for the 3D Sonic games, I think technically it was one of the better ones, with a few big fucking problems, obviously. But the fact that
always tell me that like Sonic Heroes is their favorite 3D Sonic game, and I'm like, okay, did we play the same game? Because the Sonic Heroes I played, I did not have fun with it. It was not that fun. The fucking sensitivity on the stick, at least, it might have been my controller, now that I'm older and I realize it, but like, whenever I tried running straight, it would drift just a little too far to one side or something, and it wouldn't send me like wildly off in one direction or anything crazy like that. But I could never collect all the fucking rings that I wanted to, because it just fucking, it went so fast. It went so fucking fast. Not Sonic 06 fast, that's like...
Ooh. Do you think Sega would ever have the balls to try and re-release Sonic 06?
Absolutely. Bundled with something.
You know people would buy it. People would buy it for the memes alone.
Oh god, yeah. I might. I'd buy it to play the fucking shit out of it, man. That game is come in here and get my Xbox. I've got it.
Oh, you do, don't you?
I think I do, yeah. I should, at least.
That game
with me, actually, but
is...
Yeah, I've got it.
I know there are technically worse games out there, but for being from such a big name publisher, that is the most technically broken mess of a game I have ever played. And I loved breaking it. I remember when I got it, I was for a time period, and I think we all were, even though we don't want to admit it, a Sonic fan. Because I thought the games were fun. I thought like the speed running aspect of games was something young me had never really saw in games before, and I thought that was really fun and cool just to go as fast as possible, and that inspired me to play other games the same way, though nothing really ever had the same feeling or appeal. So
it's really weird to think about that. No other game has really tried to copy or mimic or anything about
without being like an outright what do you call it? I don't know. We already said the word copy. Without deliberately copying the Sonic, frame. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, of course, there are other games which prioritize speedrunning, but yeah, Sonic 1's pretty rough around the edges, but its sequels did do it right. And Sonic Adventure, as much as people don't like to admit, it also got some things right for being one of the original 3D Sonic games. But man, when Sonic 06 came out, I wanted to try it. This was around the time I wasn't like reading reviews or anything. Like I wasn't subscribed to any magazine that gave out reviews. I just like if I saw a box art that looked good, I wanted to play it.
I had a Game Informer subscription back in the day, and honestly, I just liked it for fucking just looking at stuff and be like, wow, that game looks cool as fuck. Like,
yeah, exactly.
Shit.
Oh jeez. Whoop, little tumble roll there. But yeah, I remember picking the game up, getting to like, I remember playing the first level, and I remember not feeling great. But I was like, I'm gonna give this some more shots. Maybe just a little rough first impression, Then there's a segment that has you non-stop running forward.
Yes, that one is the biggest fucking nightmare.
On the beach, you know what I'm talking about.
Yes, I know 100% what you're talking about. That fucking
oh
beach,
my god.
That is where most people just quit because it's holy fucking shit. What is this?
It is a technical absolute nightmare. But you know what? I persisted. I wanted to persist. I got through that game, Cody. I don't know if I've told you this, but I actually beat the game as a whole. All 3 campaigns and everything. I did.
How the fuck did you do that?
Persistence.
How?
Persistence and stubbornness.
Dude, sheer force of fucking will. I will never fuck with you again, Cooper. It's like, oh yeah,
man.
You want to fight me? I beat Sonic 06, all 3 campaigns. Holy fuck, I'm sorry. Please forgive me.
Like, that game has some of the... It gets worse too, by the way. It gets worse than those sections. Than
I know.
In the constant run, because this was the game that introduced Silver the Hedgehog, right? The telekinetic one.
Yes.
Well,
Silver's cool, by the way, and you can't convince me otherwise.
What's that?
I said Silver's cool, and you can't convince me otherwise.
Silver's theme was good. Silver had a good theme song, and so did Sonic.
His World is...
Yeah, His World by Zebrahead. It's a good song.
The only good thing about that fucking game.
I agree. It's probably the best. And even then, the song is okay. It's very mid-2000s, and I'm okay with that.
I dig it.
But there is a section in that game where you're playing as Silver, and you have to knock what is a billiard ball, like a pool ball, into a hole at the end of a hallway, and you have to hit it to knock it in, but you can only hit it a certain amount of times.
Yeah.
And the physics on this ball were the worst thing I had ever seen in my absolute life. It's atrocious. It's atrocious, the things about, like, the things that go beyond this game, and I'm pretty sure they tried to replicate the gunplay for Shadow section that just didn't work. Oh no, they gave Shadow vehicles, that's right. Shadow got fucking hovercrafts and like fucking Halo warthogs and bullshit like that.
They just get... That'd be awesome if they
Oh,
literally
man.
just, like, copy and pasted the model of a Halo.
Oh man, those things handled like drunk toddlers. They were awful.
Okay, so you want to know my Sonic 06 story?
It's gladly while we're sharing.
So it's not really about the game itself. It's really just more about me getting my Xbox 360. So
Right.
at that point in time, whenever I got the game, it was around 2007, maybe 2008. I think it was 07 though. So a year after the Xbox 360 had come out, right?
I'll say, did the Xbox come out like a year before the PS3 or 2 years?
They both came out the same year, as far as I'm aware, but I could be wrong on that.
The consoles, PS3 and Xbox 360?
Yeah.
Alright. Go ahead, continue.
But, anyways, so, we weren't the richest of families, as stories always begin. But I told my mom I wanted an Xbox 360 for Christmas. Because I wanted to get one of the new generation, video game consoles. She was like, okay, we'll get you a used one from GameStop. So, I was allowed to get, I think, 2 games, maybe, along with my Xbox. I know I definitely got Sonic 06, though, because I had the Sonic collection on my GameCube, and I was like, I like Sonic, yeah, and I had Sonic DX, Director's Cut and Adventure Battle 2, because, it was like, yeah, I like Sonic games. I mean, I would say that was almost the golden era of Sonic games, before 06.
Of course.
It's like before 06, just be 06, like AD and shit like that. That's exactly what it was. Anyways, so came home, and this was at Christmas time too, by the way. So GameStop is expensive, or not expensive, but filled as fuck always. And came home, turned on my Xbox, turned the game on. I set everything up, got it going, got it working. And about halfway through the first stage, like not even to the beach running part, it just lock up. Everything would. It just wouldn't. It wouldn't work. Now we tried the, we tried seeing if it was the disc, and it wasn't. Disc was perfectly fine. So what we did is we took it back to GameStop and we're like, hey, this the Xbox, it's not working with whatever 2 games I had, because I tried it with something other than Sonic 06 and produced the same results or something. So we went back and I was like, or me and my mom, we were like, can we get a different one? They're like, oh yeah, sure, absolutely. Because at that point in time, Xboxes just fucking did that. They just didn't. And we had to do that 3 times until I was able to
3
play
Xboxes?
this fucking game. Yes. On the
Man,
third
the
Xbox,
the game was trying to give you a sign, man. It was trying to give you a sign.
I still hate Sonic 06 because it's like, I think that the game is coded to brick Xboxes. That's what I'd like to believe. But anyways, I was really antsy. I wanted to play the game. I was super excited. And then after I went through 3 fucking Xboxes in like a week, finally I got to play it. Wow, goddamn, what a letdown.
Man, I didn't think it was possible to be any more disappointed by Sonic 06 than just playing it. But your story might take the cake. You are entitled to being as disappointed as you were.
It was just like, I didn't know what I was getting myself into, and I really wanted to play this game. I really wanted to play, the new Sonic game. So I had to go through 3 fucking Xboxes. I had to wait a week after I got the game, and this is during Christmas time, like I said, So I'm like, and I'm a kid, I'm like, yeah! I'm basically, flipping the fuck out because I can't play.
Right. I had a similar. I had a similar experience, but with Prototype. I'm pretty sure because back when I had my Fat Boy PlayStation 3, I had a fat shiny PS3. I only got one game for it when my parents bought it for me, and that was Ratchet and Clank: Tools of Destruction, and that is still to this day one of my favorite games ever. It is so good, but so in that aspect, it's not entirely like your story, though. I remember there being a time when my folks didn't let me get M-rated games, understandably so, because some M games were stupid, and like eventually my parents lightened up enough to get me M-rated games as long as they didn't have nudity in them, which I was like, okay, that's fair. And one of the first games I wanted to get because I thought it looked interesting was I believe it was Prototype. And because I had played Infamous before, and Infamous and Prototype are a little bit cut from the same cloth, you know, unlikely superhero story, and I loved Infamous. Infamous was real good. Prototype, as I would learn, not at that point, but much, much later, is not very good. We'll get to that story another time. But the original Prototype, because I believe it was a 360 game before it was a PS3 game, is actually not compatible with the fat PS4.
Wait, PS3 you mean?
PS3, right. Like, I may be wrong in that. It may have just been my disc, but when I took it to GameStop to try and figure it out, he told me that it's like, yeah, some PS3s just can't play this game for whatever reason. I'm like, that's weird. That's the weirdest thing I'd ever heard of. You know? And I ended up getting Assassin's Creed 1, which, good game at the time. Doesn't hold up as well. Doesn't hold up that well. But it's a good game. And now here we are, fucking Jesus. 10 years later? Did Assassin's Creed 1 come out in like 07?
Yeah, something like that. It was 07 or 08.
Damn, 10 fucking years later. And this series is still going strong with either yearly or bi-yearly releases. Oh my god. Yeah, so what are you playing now? You still playing Destiny?
Yeah. Right now I'm still playing Destiny 2. And I'm trying to do this new damn activity. Grind it a little bit, got my power level up, but fuck, man, it is just... It's hard. This new activity, they are not fucking around with when they said, this is in-game content. Like, this is...
Oh, yeah.
You know, just eat a bag of dicks in-game.
Yeah, I was playing Assassin's Creed Odyssey a few hours ago today, and I think that game's max level is 50 or 60? I believe it's 50. But I'm like level 20-something. And this game has it so that if you are one level beneath your enemy, it's going to be a tough fight. Not like mildly more different, but pretty fucking tough.
Like,
and
you're gonna get your ass blasted.
It's not impossible. By any stretch of the imagination, it's not impossible. But
yeah,
it's gonna be fucking rough. Like, you're gonna need to scum it out a little bit. That being said, I was like level 20, I think, and I encountered... Oh, that's bullshit. I encountered a level 46 enemy in a level 19 area. Yeah, I'm gonna let you imagine how that went, because
It went great.
Because in a lot of ads I've seen in this game before I got it, this game throws realism almost out the fucking window by including fun, actual mythical creatures in the world that you can fight. Like fucking Medusas and lightning unicorns or something like that. I found the lightning unicorn, and, or it was a lightning something. I couldn't remember exactly what it was. But I just knew it fucking had lightning all around it and it tried to kill me, and it successfully did multiple times. Because I just wanted to get a good look at it. But, yeah.
God.
Game's fun, though. Good game. Good Assassin's Creed game. It's sad that I have to say that. Because there are so many Assassin's Creed games that are not that great.
I really got to get around to playing Black Flag at some point.
Shit, man, you need to get around to playing the Ezio trilogy. I know the port isn't as good as some people would like it to be, but it's still a good experience.
God.
Because that's the highlight of the series right there.
Yeah.
I don't really want to get the port because I know it's subpar to the original releases. And since I have all 3 original releases on my PS3 already, I'm like, I don't need to. Again, it's just me being stubborn. If I'm not like in love with the series, I'm not going to buy a remaster of it. Like, I bought these games as a remaster on release. I bought BioShock as a remaster on release, and I think those might be the only 2 that I've done that for. The only 2 series I've done that for, unless I'm forgetting something. But yeah, they ever come out with a fucking Dead Space trilogy for PS4, I'm gonna be all over that. That series is amazing. Even 3, which people shit on, is a good game. It's...
If only we had gotten another.
I don't know. It feels like originally there was supposed to be another, but
I'm pretty sure that there was there was supposed to be another one that was in development.
I think there was too. But now that is it Visceral? I believe it's Visceral. Now that Visceral's shut down, it's very unlikely that there will be another one. So they sort of kind of wrapped up the series with DLC to 3 as sort of like a post-game adventure that sort of, I'm not going to say makes a sequel impossible, but makes a direct sequel very, very improbable.
Yeah.
And it's not the optimal ending that I wanted, but it's like, alright, it's some conclusion, I guess.
It's something.
I should probably start talking about this game more because important plot things are happening. Instead, I'm talking about fucking Sonic 06 and what a masterpiece that game is.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, people talk about random shit completely unrelated on streams all the time. But
I know.
I'm not a streamer. I don't know if it's better to speak of relevant content to retain viewership or some shit. I don't know.
Depends. I say, if we got enough people who are willing to do it, we could probably get a podcast going.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind just shooting the shit for like fucking 2.5 hours weekly. Yeah. It's not like we don't do that anyway.
Yeah. Just all sit around, grab some drinks, and just shoot the shit, really.
Yeah, I'll do a drunk podcast, fuck it. Why not? I say we do that quite enough. We do that quite enough anyway, like when all the games are settling down at Dakota's house every time we're done drinking. It's just like, Now what do? We just sit around and talk about fuck all. Although now Smash may take up that time.
Yeah, it's like, well, what do we do now? Fucking another round of Smash.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. I think so. Is it just me, or I don't know if you left by this point, but the last thing that we went to over at Dakota's house, did Dakota seem a little upset when like nobody wanted to play party games and everybody just wanted to play Smash?
Oh, he was very upset. Yes.
Yes, he seemed mildly pissed.
I mean, he was like, okay, when I say seriously upset, I don't mean literally seriously upset.
I know.
But like, you know, Logan was sitting on the couch, and Dakota was like, okay, I'm trying to get a head count. Who wants to play games? Nobody raised their hand. Logan's like, nobody over here wants to do it, Dakota. Dakota's like, I know, but I'm getting a head count. Who wants to play games? And he did that like 5 times in a row. And it was like, no, we want to play Smash. And Logan's like, we want to play Smash. And I felt kind of bad, but you know, it was like, I want to play Smash.
Right. Yeah.
We played drinking games plenty in the past.
It's like, I don't know. It's like, as much as I like Ring of Fire and Thumper, they're almost becoming a little stale.
I mean, we've done them for what, 2-3 years now at this point?
Yeah.
So it was bound to happen at some point.
Right.
Especially if you do them as often as we do.
It's gotten to the point where every time we get to anything Never Have I Ever, it's like what haven't we done, you know? Like what haven't we said that people haven't done? And it's just everything's getting a little repetitive, I suppose.
Nope, you know what we need to do?
What's that?
Remember that game that we played over at Jacob's? The one where we sat around a cup and basically just poured stuff into it until...
Titanic.
And then we had Titanic, yeah. We should play that again. Of course,
yeah, that was good. That's a good...
That's not like super crazy.
That's a good get you fucked up. That's a good get you fucked up game.
That's a good, God, this drink is fucking disgusting.
Uh-huh. Like there's actual excitement and tense moments.
Terror.
Yeah, terror is a good way to put it.
Because it's like, at least in Ring of Fire, you know, it's like if we play Waterfall, if we're on Waterfall, you know, it's like, okay, whatever, you know, depending on who it is.
Mm-hmm.
It's not really that scary. It's like, okay, we know what we can do at this point. You know,
right.
Somebody's drinking, it's like, okay, we're just drinking to drink. And I think that's why the games have kind of lost some of their appeal, you know? Because we're really just drinking to drink.
Right.
Which, you know, that's the point of the games, but, you know, also need to have some fun. You know, the fun aspect of them is kind of not just as prominent as it once used to be, I suppose. Best way to put it.
Yeah, I would like some fresh games brought to the table. Speaking of, now that finals are all said and done with, are we doing a D&D or just all getting together this weekend?
No. Probably not. Yeah, I would say D&D is probably not going to happen again until next semester.
Really?
Yeah. First off, because, well, at least for this weekend for me, I have to head home. I gotta go take care of my dog because she just had puppies.
Oh, right.
State. And then Matt's like, I really don't want to have to drive all the way to Russellville. Josh would be willing to do it because he's done that before.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody else is here.
You guys
right.
Like, really, I think it probably all just comes down to Matt. Because, you know, Josh would be willing to come up.
Metalheads almost
Matt
as much
just,
as I don't
he's
like
not,
you.
so.
And you've got some proving to do.
Intercept those
Yeah.
I'll say
I
that
kind of
the
figured that
does
because
live a little bit farther away.
because I knew of people that were going home for this break. Unfortunately.
A month or so, so
We could handle a few
not
metalheads.
too big.
Have you ever
Of a-
seen a wasteland metalhead?
No. What?
Nothing. Just wondering. Go get 'em, heroes.
And it does give me time to write more shit for our campaign.
Yeah.
Because the last couple of campaigns I've just been kind of winging it as to what happens. I need to actually sit down and write some stuff out. I've been planning on writing more just in general, not for D&D purposes, but just in general. Because I feel like now that my job is on hiatus and I've been looking around for a new one for a little bit, I need to pick up a hobby that's not just get drunk and play video games.
Yeah.
You know, as fun as those things are, and as much as I enjoy those things, not as good for my probably not as good for my mental well-being as I would like to admit.
I mean, video games, really, I don't think they're too bad.
They're not. I'm not saying video games are bad for your brain. Video games do real well to help relieve stress and whatnot, but...
You're getting at more of the drinking than anything.
And drinking hurts my wallet more than my brain, at least that's what I'd like to think.
Drinking's more expensive than gang.
Yeah, drinking is a very expensive habit. Oh, God. So I'm at a point in the game where I'm shooting down dinosaurs with a car with guns on it.
What?
Yeah. I know you don't know a whole lot about this series, Cody, so I like saying things that are just completely without context. But yes, I am shooting dinosaurs in a desert with a car with mounted machine guns on it.
You know what? I dig it.
The series is also on sale this week, Cody, along with the other 12,000 items on sale. Or however many it is. It might be just 1,200. But it's a lot. There's a lot of shit on sale. Jesus. I love me old PS2 games, as janky as they might be. Oh man, I loved it. Tricked you. This game fucking tricks you. A dinosaur pretends to be dead and then fucking gets up and slams me into a cliff face, to which I do not believe I can recover. Maybe I can... Well, this is just unfortunate. Oh no! I'm actually stuck underneath a protruding rock, upside down, and I do not think I can get out. Oh wait, I may have made it worse. No! I fixed it. I am the true... I win, dinosaur, because I have opposable thumbs.
Jack's handmade.
Oh wow, that frame rate went to shit. Oh, now maybe we can talk about what's happening in the game plot-wise, because that is a returning character. Could be, if you all recognize the voice. And not just because the cutscene says the voice sounded familiar, or the face looked familiar. What about foreshadowing? Don't worry about it. It's not even foreshadowing, it's outright telling you. It's outright telling you. It's like, yeah. Perhaps that is a returning character. I'm gonna do some side missions out in the desert, despite that there are other murderous cars with guns out to get me.
Heroes must have quick feet. Get to this spot in time for a reward.
I don't know where the fuck that is, but I'm gonna try and find it. At least for these secret missions, they fucking take away enemies, unless that's part of it. Oh, Jesus. I was not paying well enough attention as to where that is, so I might be boned.
Thanks, me too. Oh my god. Boss, please.
Big unfortunates.
Almost, hero. Too slow.
Man, I'm looking at all the stuff I gotta do on Destiny, I'm just like...
I can't grind. Ooh, there it is. I can't grind that Destiny grind, man. That's almost too much for me.
Oh yeah, like even for me, it puts me at my limits. If you wanna, you know, stay at it, you really gotta go ham. I went ham whenever Forsaken first came out, but like now that Black Armor is here, I mean, it also didn't help that final.
Find this,
you know.
Yeah.
Or face the pain of failure.
But I'm not gonna be grinding it nearly as hard as I was before.
Yeah.
Like there were a couple things I didn't even do last week to bump my power level up because there's just so much. They raised their light level cap 50 more points, so it went from 600 to 650. It was like, you know, I've got quite a bit to do. Just
Did I do drink for the last one?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Even JRPG grinding turns me off to some extent, but Destiny grinding is on a whole nother level.
Yeah.
Like, because with Destiny, a lot of it comes from RNG, which...
Oh, fuck yeah. Especially now that random rolls are back in the game, it's like, you can get to a decent power level, but you probably still won't have what you want.
Mm-hmm.
Thankfully, they've removed... I guess I would say they've removed some forms of RNG, only due to the fact that, you know, there are some really good weapons in the game now, like the Thunderlord, which is exotic machine gun, that whenever you fucking shoot it, just lightning just strikes down. Lightning just fucking comes out of the sky and just hits enemies. It's insane. But it's probably the best. Yeah, it's probably the best thing right now for DPS in the game. For your primary slot, it's probably the new Gambit auto rifle, which you have to play 40 matches to do. And 40 matches is a fucking lot, honestly. But, you know, the gun is so damn good, it's worth those 40 matches. And,
Woo!
Yeah.
God.
Right now, what I'm trying to do is get my power level up to a high enough thing where I can finally beat that stupid fucking endgame activity that they have now. Because that shit is hard. It is very fucking difficult. I say very fucking difficult. I haven't tried it because if I had like a team of competent people to play with, I'd probably just be fine. But you know how that is.
Right.
I've got people I can play with. I just... Well, finals. So, I haven't had the chance.
Well, that's all over now, more or less. At least until next semester. Which I know you're hyped for.
Oh yeah, 100%. I'm actually kind of looking forward to it. Not gonna lie. Just to kind of see what I end up doing and how everything turns out.
I know the feeling.
I'm going to love whenever it all turns out 100 times worse than I had it before, and I'm going to be like, wow, I actually might drop out of college. That's going to be real fun.
Time for reward.
Well, honestly, one of the biggest appeals of college is enjoying the ride because, I mean, yeah, good education, good, you know, chance at finding a job are part of it, but like people don't talk about the college experience without mentioning like the actual good times. Like, yeah, a lot of it is hard work, but it wouldn't be college if you didn't try to enjoy some of it at the sacrifice of either staying there maybe just a little bit longer, or, you know, stuff like that.
Or maybe at the cost of some grades. Don't ever go for, you know, failing. Don't do the Sean strat.
Was he gonna throw Sean under the bus on live television?
Oh, yeah.
That's fine. I'm sure I've done it before, probably. The man scratches his nuts in public and doesn't take showers. I'm ready to throw him under the bus.
Absolutely.
But yeah, I mean, my worst classes, honestly, like, one of them was because it was a bullshit class, and I'm not even going to dispute that, but again, another one was because of my fault. Like...
Yeah, like, for me, how much I hated accounting and everything, if I really, 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 really wanted it, I almost certainly could have passed.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't want it. Truth be told, I didn't want it. I didn't want to have to go on that grind because I really truly just did not understand material. Professor, you know, just wasn't that great. And,
grinding
you know,
grinding IRL for those good grades.
Yeah.
Success once again. We are very proud to have chosen.
Oh. Man, not to dispute on accounting or anything, because I'm sure if I took accounting, then I would fuck it up also, but one of my most bullshit... Oh, that's the same place I got stuck in last time. One of my most bullshit classes was, I believe, my sophomore year. Modern American literature was by far one of the worst classes I had. I enjoyed reading before that class because that class actually made me hate books to some extent. Not all books, of course, but like I had such a positive outlook on reading going into college and like all throughout high school. I actually read novels quite a bit, but usually it was like, of course, it was what I wanted to read. And you know, some novels that I read throughout college and even some of my senior in high school English classes weren't all that bad. In fact, I enjoyed them at least a little bit. No, that class had some of the worst novels I had ever read. Of the 5 books that we did read over the course of that semester, I believe there was one that I legitimately did not hate. There was one that
just didn't hate.
Yeah, exactly. It was fine, but the best I can say about it is I did not hate it. But the worst book I had ever read, and I did read it, I pushed myself to read it, worse than fucking... I had to read Jane Eyre in high school, and Jane Eyre was awful. But worse than that was House of Mirth, which is basically a rich people problem story with zero resolution, zero care for the protagonist, because they are kind of rich, but also not rich. The book somehow makes that unclear. So, it's like... It's a person who might be rich but might not. All that's clear is that they hang out a lot with rich people. So when she starts doing not rich people things, all the rich people start disowning her because of fucking course they would, and it's just her sob story up until the end where I think she dies. It's not 100% clear. I think, or no, she does die. I remember. It's just almost unbearable. Like, not just because it's a boring story, but just because it's an actually unlikable story. Like, there was no redeeming quality in any of that story. What in the actual piss is going on with the horizon in this scene?
PS2, that's what's happening.
Oh, that's broken. That's fucking busted. That's lovely. Lovely, lovely. It's lovely how broken that is. Oh man, I wish they would have released patches to fix this port, but I guess since it's technically a PS2 classic, I've never heard of patches being released for these games on PS4.
No, they can patch them. They just
can?
choose not to. That or they don't see it as financially viable because it's like, it's good enough.
People are gonna buy it. It's like, I guess.
Just like the Prototype collection, I know that is a hot steaming pile of garbage, and I will never buy it.
Yeah, that's all that I've heard. Although I don't know if they patched that or not. They might have.
No, they haven't.
They haven't? Man, sucks to suck, I guess.
You know, it's not impossible, I suppose, you know, that they'll, you know, just decide, you know what, one day, fuck it, we'll fix it. And, because, you know, games can get patches, you know, just out of nowhere. Like, earlier today, Mega Man Legacy Collection got a patch out of nowhere that, for PS4 and Xbox One, that was the inclusion of the rewind feature, which previously only the Switch version had.
Interesting. I mean, I'm not talking so much about the, you've got a point, but I'm not talking so much about, like, actual remasters of games. I'm talking about, like, the PS2 on PS4 specific collection. Because I know that, all they do is up-res the game to, 1080p, but essentially it's just the PS2 game run on an emulator for the PS4.
Yeah.
So I don't know if they can patch that or will or whatever. Like I said, again, it's unclear. And we're on drink number 3. Give it up for drink number 3. I bought some cran mango juice today at Walmart, and it's actually mixing quite well with this rum. I dig it. I dig it quite a bit. Did we just get a new gun? We got a new gun! With the weirdest fucking gimmick in the world. I remember this gun. So, Cody, this gun's gimmick is, you don't fire it at people. You shoot it at the ground, and it releases a wave that everything touching the ground, like, gets hurt when it touches it. I love dumb gimmick guns. Except in actual combat. I love the idea of them more than actually using them.
Yeah.
Oh my. And now we're going to go fight in an arena. Because...
Arena boys now.
Because story reasons. Welcome to the Desert Games! Oh god, what's Jacob sending to the group chat now? Is it tame?
Oh no. I don't know. Scared.
Okay, it's actually fairly calm. As much as you can say that. Relatively tame. I love how the symbol for the arena on the minimap is just this big dumb pirate cutlass, despite there being no pirate cutlasses of any kind in the game. Oh, the frames! The frames are fucking dying. Alright. Time to go down to Pound Town. Oh, we're getting our fucking edgy powers back. Oh, yes, I love it. I love edgy dark powers.
Edgy dark powers are good for the soul. You can't convince me otherwise.
They are. They make me feel good inside. Maybe I'm remembering this gun in a bad light. It's actually coming in relatively handy here. Jesus. Oh, never mind. I lied. The actual arena fighters do have stupid pirate cutlasses in this game. And just like that, we are an arena winner.
Where's your chicken dinner?
I'm drinking for every mission completed, every mission failure or death, every side mission completed, etc., etc.
Drink for everything. Now, what everything is? I'll let you decide.
I mean, kind of. I'm thinking of making a gimmick where every time another character shits on the main character, I take a drink, but that's a lot. I'm remembering that that's quite a bit.
That's a spicy amount. We like spice, but we don't want too much spice.
I got a perch for you, Birdie, right here. Twirl it.
Also, I feel like there's a really early on prophecy about like the end of the world. That kind of sort of establishes itself early on in the game, like through like hints and clues and little pieces of dialogue. Oh, cool. We win one more arena battle and we are a citizen. We kill multiple people and we become a fucking citizen.
Ah, yes. Population control at its finest.
It is. Everyone in this city is a fucking warrior. Like, if you accidentally bump into them while riding on a mount, they will start to shoot at you until either you are dead or they are dead. And nobody else around gives a flying fuck. They're just like, oh yeah, let them continue on with that fight. Oh god, what was I saying? Oh yeah, this game really like establishes pretty early on that there's a quote-unquote prophecy or clues that there's the end of the world coming, but this game glosses over that so hard for the first act, it's not even funny. It's like, yeah, whatever. Who fucking cares? Let's work on earning our fucking desert green card.
God.
Like, and I don't even hate it. I think it's like actually really charming because the prophecy comes from some monk that nobody takes seriously. It's like, oh, it's just that monk rambling on about the end of the world again. It's like, so what? There's a star in the sky that's slightly brighter than all the rest. No, that doesn't mean that the end of the world's coming.
It means the end! And then when he's right, he's like, I told you so, and everyone's like, shut up, old man.
I didn't know my father.
Oh man. I forgot. Line of dialogue in this game. I didn't know my dad. I never knew my dad. I don't think you understand, Cody, that probably the biggest appeal for you in this series is the transition of the main character into such a supreme edgelord from the first game to the second game. Like, it's the best. It's the dumbest best. Like, cause in the first game he's a silent protagonist, right?
Yeah.
And in the second game they give him a voice. And, in this transition, the game goes from being rated E to everyone to T for teen. And so the first spoken line of dialogue from this protagonist, who we've already followed through an entire game, is, "I'm going to kill the Baron." It's like, oh my god. This is the most drastic fucking thing. And you know what? Back when I played this game, oh god, I was probably fucking 8 when I played this game. It was the best. It was the greatest thing I had ever heard. I'm like, yeah, get him. Oh, I miss stuff like this, and I think that's more or less why you and I have such a quote-unquote fond memories of Shadow the Hedgehog, is because we're both like that to some extent and don't even try to deny it.
Yeah.
Is around that age when like we saw like something edgy, we were like, yeah.
I mean, I
It's
will
the best.
100% admit it. The reason I just love Final Fantasy 15 more than I reasonably should is still because of that stupid Versus 13 trailer all those years ago. It's like, that Versus 13 trailer was so edgy and fuck, it's still so cool. I don't give a shit if it was a pipe dream and never really existed. I don't give a flying fuck. I could not give a shit.
Man, I remember so vividly. Fucking Shadow the Hedgehog is rated E10, right? At least I'm like fairly certain.
It's what?
Shadow the Hedgehog is rated like E10 or something like that. Because it's not rated E. It's not rated E. I know that for sure.
Pretty sure it's teen.
Is it teen?
Pretty sure.
I just remember I'm playing a fucking Sonic game, and I get to a cutscene, and Shadow says, "Where's that damn fourth Chaos Emerald?" with such fucking conviction that it's like, this is the fucking dumbest.
Shadow, go home.
Oh.
Come here, you crazy lizard.
Man, I remember they tried to keep it edgy too. I remember because I played Sonic Unleashed too, back when it came out.
I never played that. The one that I wanted to play was Black Knight.
Yeah, for the Wii.
Yeah. I never got to that.
I played the first one in that series. That was the Secret Rings, I believe. Where it's like about a fucking genie or something. Fun game. Fun game. It's probably one of those things that doesn't hold up well at all, but it's a, damn it, fun game.
I'm positive that if we went and tried to play that game, Cooper, we'd be like, holy fucking shit, we liked this. Oh no.
I believe you. I wholly believe you. I would rather not test that. As fun as it would be, I would rather not test that theory, because I enjoy my nostalgia goggles.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Me too.
I don't like being told things Things I loved in the past are now shit. I hate it. I hate it, man.
Do not like.
Don't tell me your opinion. Let me keep my own. Now I've got a car that's literally only gimmick is to shoot itself 20 feet into the air. It's actually kind of a baller car. Now that we've got this car, we've got the mission to go to the temple. Yeah, because it's only accessible via this vehicle. Super stupid fucking gaps and out. How did anybody else get here? Do they all have these cars? I don't fucking know. It really breaks the immersion of a lot of older platformers when you realize, like, some of the stupider platforming elements, like jumping across poles and like bouncing on a wire to get to like a destination where other people have gone. It's like, how the fuck did everybody else get here? Are they as crazy good acrobats as I am? Because that'd be dumb. That'd be great, but it'd be dumb. I was actually watching a really older stream of Psychonauts recently, and it reminded me, it's got one of the best in-game explanations for why your character is as good as a platformer as he is. It's because he was raised in a fucking traveling circus. So he just naturally knows how to walk tight ropes and fling himself up onto poles and double jump.
Oh yes, double.
It's like he just knows how. And you know what? I love little in-game explanations like that. Man, I know God of War won Game of the Year this year, but I bet it would have won so many more awards if Kratos had a big dumb double jump. Like he did in other iterations of the games.
Huge hard on for double jumps. I know.
I do. And it's not platforming in general that I have a hard on. It is specifically double jumps. Because in universe, double jumping is the stupidest thing unless there's like fucking rocket boots or some other in-game explanation for it. They're the dumbest. But it's like, no, your character is just that good. It's like, okay. It's like, it's like, alright then, keep your secrets. Again, I know I already said he was raised in a circus, but Psychonauts also has like a good double jump that's like, I like games that have double jumps that aren't just like, you know, another hop in the air. They actually have like a different animation or something like that. Like Doom 2016 has the rocket boots, that double jump, right? Psychonauts, because like the characters are psychics and like can project like actual physical manifestations of attacks, like Green Lantern style, onto enemies. Like fucking the main character has a giant fist attack. That's just this big ethereal fist as his basic combo. And his double jump is he jumps in the air once, and then like this big, clear, spherical psychic ball appears below him for the second jump. And I just love little details like that. And I think for Ratchet and Clank, the main character has a jetpack that allows him to, that gives him a second jump. And I just love, I love little things like that. That's like, it's just that little extra mile. Ooh. I really enjoy this mission. I like flying. I gotta shoot the fucking rings open. Because, yeah, these monks obviously brought guns with them. Or they have some kind of energy to shoot these rings open.
You're like, wow. Fuck.
One of those things is just, it makes sense if you don't think about it.
Yeah. Monks would have guns. You show up, you're there to kick their ass. You're like, hi, we have guns, so that means we're gonna whip your ass. You're just.
How else do they keep the peace as well as they do?
Did you fucking see them pull out like 3 fucking RPGs, and it's like, whoa. Fuck.
I'd watch a movie about a monk with a gun. I'd watch a movie about a nun with a gun too.
Nun with a gun? That sounds like a really, and I do mean a really bad, like, B-level movie.
You mean like good bad, right? Or do you mean like actually terrible?
Both.
Yeah, that's yeah, sure. Probably. I feel like I've seen a clip somewhere of somebody with fucking nunchucks, but both ends are guns.
What?
Either that, or it's a stupid Devil May Cry move with a sawed-off shotgun that I'm either not remembering correctly or am actually remembering it, like, and it's even dumber than I remember.
What in the fuck are you talking about?
So I know in Devil May Cry 3 you switch between a few different styles of gameplay. One allows you to dodge, one allows you to do extra sword tricks, one allows you to do gun tricks, one allows you to guard and parry. The gunslinger style, which allows you to do more shit with guns, has special moves depending on which gun you have equipped. And eventually you find a sawed-off shotgun. And I don't remember if I'm remembering this correctly, but I'm pretty sure the special move for the sawed-off is you flip it around your shoulder and around your back like fucking nunchucks. And it's just firing off in every direction the more you do it.
What the fuck?
You think I'm fucking with you, but this is the same team that eventually brings you fucking Resident Evil 4 with all its glorious bullshit.
Don't talk to me. Please.
See, Capcom rarely makes mediocre games. Their games are either fantastic or garbage fires. They rarely make actually, like, okay, fine games.
Yeah.
Ooh, that leaper lizard could come in handy.
I mean, Resident Evil 5 is okay if you're playing co-op, but if you're playing single player, it's not great.
Resident Evil 6 is...
Resident Evil 6 is...
I know that most people don't like it because it's so fucking long.
It's fun gameplay-wise, but everything else is not good. Like, and even then, it's only fun gameplay-wise for, like, the first few hours. And that game, between all 4 of its campaigns, is, like, 25 hours long. I don't know whose idea was it to make Resident Evil 6 as long as they did, but that game's so much longer than it needs to be. Like, it's stupid long. And now we have Resident Evil 7, which is very good from what I hear.
Red 7 is amazing.
Is this the right way? I can go the right way. I do want to play Res 7 at some point.
Oh, they just got it on Black Friday. It was super cheap.
I know I've said this before, but I think I might actually do it this time. So you know the game Thief that came out like at the very beginning of the Xbox One's and the PS4's lifespan?
And everybody was like, wow, this game sucks ass for whatever reason.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's $3 right now. And I kind of want to get it just to see. Just to see.
If you feel like it, go for it.
Eh. I mean, what do I have to lose on $3? Food for a day? I'll live without that.
You're gonna be kicking yourself in the ass whenever you need that $3. Like me right fucking now. I have like $7 in my name. Until Friday.
Oh, Jesus. I mean, I say it's just $3, but I really do need to stop spending money, especially on stupid games, because my backlog is big enough right now.
That's what I've just had to stop myself from doing. Like, if it's something that is additional, like an additional thing to something that I'm currently playing, like the annual pass for Destiny, I don't mind picking that up. But if it's like something completely new, it's got to be like a really good deal or something that I'm really wanted. And I've already got most of the stuff I really want. Like,
right. It's like
I got Cloud Built, and I've been looking at Cloud Built for like 2 years.
Mm-hmm. Have you played it yet?
I played a little bit of it, yes. The night that I got it, just a little bit though.
What do you think?
Very floaty. I don't know if you would like it or if you would hate it.
Usually if floaty's done right, I can really get behind floaty. But floaty has to be done well.
The control scheme is a little confusing. Not gonna lie.
Okay.
There's a lot. I say there's a lot you can do. It's just, it can all move very fast, and you gotta be, you gotta remember what the button going at the beginning of because it just kind of gives you everything from the get-go for the most part.
Mm-hmm.
From my understanding,
So it is sort of like a Jet Set Radio, like.
Yeah.
From what I've seen.
Yeah.
Okay. Then I could be interested, but like I said,
the music, like whenever you get finished with streaming, come in here and I'll show it to you. I'll let you listen to some of the music, because the music, dude, that'll get you to buy the game.
Really?
Yes. The soundtrack to this game, Cooper, is the reason that I know about this game.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I might just do that. But yeah, like I said, I'm interested in Thief, and it's $3, so it's like, what's really the loss going to be on that, just to know? I'm interested in Suikoden 1, and that's
like...
If
you really truly want to play those, you can borrow my PS TV and play them. If you really don't want to spend money on it. But I know, like, having it on your PS... That's right, you can play it on your PS3, never mind. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. Like, I can get them for the PS3.
Well, I mean, if you still want to just try it out, like, that actually wouldn't be... That's not a bad idea. Just try it out on my PS TV, see what you think of them, and then if you want to actually buy it, play the whole thing, do it.
Do you have it?
Oh, my TV? Yeah, I've got it right here beside me, dude. I can hook it up in, like, a minute.
No, I mean, Suikoden.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I have 1 and 2 on it. Yeah. Let me see. Are there any of the other,
Do I have to do everything?
like the PS1 games that you're interested in? Because I have a handful of...
Not that I noticed on the store, but like I said, like, this week's deal is so fucking huge, like I probably skimmed past a few of them, but like, yeah. I saw Suikoden 1 through 4, like, they're all separately priced. Like, Suikoden 1's like $2, 2, 3, and 4 are...
Yeah. I have Suikoden and... Let me make sure I've got Suikoden 2. Suikoden 2 I've been told is better. Yeah, I have both of them. Suikoden 2 is $5.
Suikoden 2 came out on the PS2, right?
Nope. 2 was also PS1.
Huh. Alright.
Suikoden 3, I believe, is whenever it started doing that. But let me see. Yeah, Suikoden 3 is a PS2 classic for PS3, and Suikoden 4 is for PS3 as well.
Okay. I don't even know what really the games are about. I've just heard that they're cult classics. Like,
yeah, I know they're JRPGs, and honestly, I don't know much about them myself, to tell you the truth. I will hook it up in my room after I cook me a little bit of food here in a minute. And whenever you get finished streaming, you can come in here. We'll check it out and everything. Cause all I gotta do is just hook my little TV up, or not my little TV, but you know, my little PS TV, and that's super easy. Because I just gotta put an HDMI cable in it, hook a controller up.
Right. And I watched a little bit of gameplay to just sort of see, and I don't know, I may be a bit biased. The dude who I saw playing it is sort of like just like a one-off thing was kind of annoying, so I'm like, maybe I'll either see for myself or something or other. But you know, don't you hate that?
Yeah. I also want to say that Suikoden is turn-based, and
it is.
Yeah.
That fact doesn't turn me off so much anymore. The reason, okay,
that's good.
I don't think I've explained this on stream. For the longest time, I was turned off of turn-based things as a whole because one of my very first turn-based experiences was Persona 4, the original, and I did not know how butt-fuck hard that game was, and I thought all turn-based JRPGs were sort of like that.
And for me personally, like, I love turn-based RPGs. It's like, that's what my fucking jam was when I was a kid. Like, well, I mean, that wasn't the only jam I had, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, of course.
It was a big thing, you know, old school Final Fantasies, Pokemon even, you know, just other random JRPGs and stuff here and there. I mean, I was a big fucking kid, still am. Love JRPGs and stuff.
Mm-hmm. And you know, eventually I kind of got out of that rut. Like, later, I played a little bit of Final Fantasy X, which I liked. And
Still need to play that one. Still need to play it.
I need to get the PS4 collection. I would like to get the PS4 collection at some point.
I kind of regret not picking it up on Black Friday like last year or 2 years ago, because it was like $10, and now it's like you can find it almost at any given time for $20, brand new. I don't know what it's like used, but you know.
I say I could look for a copy. Let me look right now on Amazon, see if they have a copy for like under $20, because I'm sure it can't be that much. Fine. Okay. Final Fantasy X and 10-2. 1735 from Square Enix themselves. Unless we want to wait for the Switch version, which... I mean, I know they're coming out with, what is it, 7, 9,
10,
12...
and 12.
And 10 and 10-2? All on the Switch?
Yeah.
And then 15 Pocket Edition?
10-2. Pocket Edition's already there.
Is it?
Yep.
Oh, I haven't looked at Pocket Edition at all. I wonder if it's like worth it. I would say probably not, since we already have regular 15, but I don't know.
What?
Could be something.
The Pocket Edition is
Don't touch it, Dax.
alright from what I hear. I mean, if you just want to get the story,
Look at me, Jack.
I guess.
I'm short,
I don't know.
I'm
I
hairy,
really have
and
not
I
seen much
itch
on it,
in
to
strange
tell you the
places.
truth. I
I
don't
couldn't do
really know.
worse.
I've been told that it's, you know, it's
I know what
fine.
I'm doing.
It's charming.
Oh,
Right.
cold.
And, I mean, since
Which,
it's
if you want, I
just-
guess, if you want to retain the art style of 7, 7 and 9.
No, it doesn't even really have the same art style as 7.
Where are you, buddy?
No, but I'm talking about just the chibi figures. You know, big head, little body.
Invisibility.
Well, the chibi figures were really only more of a 7 thing. 9 actually had pretty well done character models.
Really?
Yeah,
From
they
what
were
I
little-
well, I
they
know
were-
the well done character models. They just look.
Yeah, they are a little bit on the smaller side.
Unless like they're just children. I don't know the story of 9.
I mean, they all are pretty young in the story. Zidane and Garnet and Vivi, they're all pretty small, just in terms of size. Really need to play through, honestly. I just need to fucking gauntlet my ass through all the Final Fantasies again at some point.
I do too, since I have 7, 8, and 9 all on my PS3.
Yeah.
Like, I tried going through 7 at one point, and actually, I'm not going to say I got really far, but I got farther than I thought I would get for as old as it is, and 7... As somebody who did not play 7 when it was fresh,
The thing.
7, I do not think holds up that well.
Yeah, I can understand that.
I can, of course, see the appeal of it. Like, the characters are likable, the music is good, the story is charming to some extent, but yeah, it's like the graphics and the gameplay just are hard to are just one of those hard things to go back to.
But I will agree with you on the graphics and stuff. It was a very, I mean, it was one of the first PS1 titles to really start employing 3D models.
Right.
And it fucking, it shows. It really does. You know, some later PS1 games didn't look too bad, you know. Yeah, they were kind of, but, you know, it's the PS1. Those earlier titles like Crash Bandicoot, man, fucking Crash Bandicoot.
Crash and Spyro, man. They knew what the fuck they were doing. But, yeah, if you tried to go back to the actual PS1 versions now...
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. Like the actual PS1 versions of, like, Crash 1, specifically.
Blocky, blocky, blocky.
Yes. Just so many of those early titles, you know. And 7 is viewed through, you know, rose-tinted glasses, obviously, pretty much everywhere.
Yeah.
But for somebody coming into it fresh, I could totally understand why it would be kind of a turn-off. It's just one of those things, you know, it's like where you have to kind of be like, graphics aren't everything, because the game itself is still good, but, you know, graphics are a pretty big player whenever it's such a, not even a significant, just a absolutely, I'm trying to think of it, just monumentous downgrade.
Mm-hmm.
Like, from going from a modern game, not even, you know, top-of-the-line modern game, just any modern video game, to that. It's very, very cool.
Could you imagine someone who is not as well acquainted with video games trying to go from, like, God of War on PS4 to Final Fantasy VII?
God, that'd be...
That... I know that's not a fair comparison, but...
I know what you're getting at.
Yeah.
Let's see. Turn my,
Oh, now this gun is sexy now that I've spent money on it.
I got my PS TV hooked up. I'm gonna go make sure I've got Suikoden actually downloaded onto it. Let's see, today is now technically the 12th. Every time I unplug it, I have to reset the date back up, which kind of sucks, but whatever.
Wait, what was that?
Every time I unplug my PS TV, I have to go and reset the timer on it. Like the date and whatnot.
Why's that?
Because it just doesn't keep the internal clock running.
Huh. Weird. I guess it wouldn't if, you know, it's not hooked up all the time. Like, I'm sure some people have their PS TV.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna have to hook it up to the what? I'm gonna have to hook it up to the Wi-Fi to download, and I'm also gonna have to make some space on it. I'll get rid of Parasite Eve 2 and Mega Man Legends 2 because I need to play through those before I play through their sequels. So,
of course.
Yeah. Don't feel too bad about getting rid of them.
Man, from what I've seen on Parasite Eve, that actually looks like one of the more well-aged games from the PS1 era.
Yeah, definitely.
Like, I would actually probably go back and play that.
That little bit of gameplay that I did play that one evening, it was pretty fun. It was amazing. Okay, let me see if that freed up enough space. I'll download Sweet. Should I download both of them? Or
you know what it brings.
you just want to see one?
We will deal with that as soon as I have full access.
I've seen a little bit of one. Do you have two?
Yeah, I've got 1 and 2.
Download 2. I want to see what that one looks like.
Okay then. Alright, well if I do that, I am going to have to hop out of the party. I've got to pull my Ethernet cable from that over to my PS TV.
Okay.
Alright. Well, it was fun talking with you on the stream. I guess now
Absolutely.
that I have more time, I'll probably just start hopping in, sending party invites to you and whatnot, talking to you.
I'll say this is going on YouTube, so anything you want to say to Big Pharma before you go?
Rest in peace, my boy Cade. Fuck Big Pharma. Shadow the Hedgehog 2 2019. You heard it here first.
Do you have any idea what
Beautiful. I love it.
I swear to God, shit you not, if Sega announces Shadow the Hedgehog 2 next year, I'm finding you and I am posting your video everywhere. This will be your shot.
This is my moment.
Yeah, I'm friends with the guy who called Shadow the Hedgehog 2. I know him. Yes, he's as bad as you think.
It's like, is that something you really want to brag about? Is that something you really want to call?
Fuck Big Pharma.
It would be. That would be the theme of Shadow the Hedgehog 2, since everybody else is fucking doing it. Fuck Big Pharma.
I mean, okay, real talk before I go. Big Pharma is fucked. Wait, hold on. Holy shit. What the fuck? Cooper.
Huh?
You can text chat in parties now.
Really?
Yes, if you go to the party screen and hit square, you can text chat.
Huh. Interesting. I haven't heard of that being in an update, but that's cool, I suppose.
Like I looked down at the bottom of the screen for a second, I saw a little thing that said new, and I was like, what? And it said view text chat. That's what?
I suppose if you don't have a microphone and you're in a party and you want to communicate, that's one of the better ways to do it.
Yeah, because sending messages is so slow and so cumbersome. Oh my goodness. Alright, well, I'm gonna hop out of here. Fuck Big Pharma, Shadow the Hedgehog 2019. Go Santa.
Okay, good talk. That's the motivating speech that I really needed.
If you wish to buy my book, I will be selling it. Never. Fuck you. My book. Fuck Big Pharma.
Final words. I can see the future. There he goes. So a lot of things happen in the game that I was talking over that are probably important to the story. But don't worry, I've been drinking for most, if not all of it, I believe. If I've missed some, I'll surely make up for it soon. But, yeah, now we have light eco powers to offset the balance of the dark eco that the precursors have given us. And that's why we've got the little yin and yang for our little health symbol. And I do like that. I like that a lot. Everything else, something, 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 prophecy. There it is. Fucking hell. There we are. I didn't expect that conversation to last that long. I think we should start a podcast. It'd be nice. I was a bit stronger than I meant to make it, but all the better. All the better, I'm sure. Yes, the precursors have blessed us, have blessed our timeline with with good-natured powers instead of evil-natured powers. And I like that as a theme for this game, I honestly do. And now, we are heading back to the wasteland city of Spargus. So, the guy that exiled us is obviously doing something wacky, for lack of a better term, with the fortune-telling, prophecy baiting monks who keeps talking about the Daystar approaches and the such other signs as something about reclaiming this unfinished world. You know, cheery things.
This spot was a place of reflection by the great warrior Ma.
Haven't heard that name in a while.
The prize is yours.
Mar is a solid, simple name. Yeah.
I would be proud of you, warrior, as are we.
Would he? Because I just drove to that spot. Oh well. Thank you. Thank you, Precursor Man. Yeah, this... Man, like... I don't mean to spoil so much for this game, and I'm not going to spoil the finer story elements, but... This game just doesn't answer all the questions that you want it to, and it leaves some things really kind of open-ended for a sequel. And I do wholly believe that... I mean, they have to intend to a sequel. They said that one was once in development, you know, for their PS4 limited edition releases. Physical copies, I mean. It's just a bummer, man. It's really just, all in all, one of the biggest bummers of, I think, of video games, is this series kind of ending this game on the note that it does. I mean, we've got Jack X, which is a canon sequel to this game, but it does serviceably tell a story, but it doesn't answer any of the questions that we want it to. Because 2 established time travel bullshit, right? Well, this game kind of elaborates on that, and it answers some things while having some big reveals that we'll get to later, but we need some explanations as to how, or else I'm just going to infer things. I don't think my inferences are right, or what they intended. And we'll talk about that by the end of this game, but, you know, I don't want to get into it right now. By the last act or so, about 1 or 2 hours from the actual end of the game, we're going to get to one of the biggest reveals of the series. And... God, I'm drinking more just to, like, tone it out, but, you know, it just sucks that those questions remain unanswered. And it's not that it brings up a lot of questions. It's like directly, you know. It's that it gives us this big reveal, and we're like, oh, well, that's neat. And then it's like, but then how did this happen? You know, and this reveal raises a lot of questions as to how something like this could possibly occur, and what does this mean, and what does this imply? You know. But again, I'm getting way too ahead of myself right now. Right now, let's just focus on becoming warriors, becoming citizens of this actually wonderful city. Like, this city is grungy and it's dirty and it's hot, but it's so much better than Haven because of how personally we know. Well, now how personally we know its ruler in comparison to, say, Baron Praxis, ruler of Haven. You know, we've got the one official, Deimos, who is a very, not a kind and forgiving king, but he's a very fair and just king to his people, instead of Baron and all the corrupt politicians of Haven. Alright, get in. God, if he would have just gotten run over, that would have been awful. That would have been fucking garbage. And I just fail. Because you're goddamn right, I'm still going to drink even if the fail is my fault. I'm not a quitter. I'm not a quitter. And now, let me just remember a time when I totally refused to drink during the Jack 2 stream because of a bullshit fail state, but it's fine. Good enough.
Please help.
I remember back in the day when I first got this game for the PS2, this mission kicked my ass real fucking hard. Like, I think this is the first, like, actually kind of tricky mission in the game because of how it's timed and how the dust actually obscures your vision. Not to mention all the fucking enemies that just spawn out of nothing. But if you're somewhat good with vehicle controls, then
You're the best, buddy.
it's not hard. It actually is relatively easy to get used to. And since there are only 4, you can know what to expect and how long this mission's going to be. And this is our 3rd, so we're already making good time. Hop in, my guy. We're going on an adventure. Because nothing adventured, nothing gained. I'm not proud of that one. Oh shit, I wasn't paying attention. I wish the boost on this vehicle was better. I wish I could have taken the fucking Dune Hopper.
Nice drive.
Alright, we've got fucking 4 minutes to go rescue the other one. Which, thank goodness. Because look how far away that is. It's actually not too far. There's a reason we're being given so much time. Is that the day star, or is that just the sun? It's very green. I don't remember. I believe we can see the day star in the sky if we actually look for it. But I like the whole prophecy deal with the day star. Oh yeah, let's talk about these crystals that just exist. We've got 2 of them now? Hold on. Let me... Because, thankfully, this main menu has an inventory button where we can look at our progress and all the collectibles and whatnot, like Vehicles, weapons, pieces of armor, which I neglected to talk about. We get 4 pieces of armor throughout this game. Every piece of armor gives us a, not just 1, 2 health pips to add to our general health. And we already have 3 powers, 3 Dark Jack powers, 1 Light Jack power, 2 Dark Ego Crystals, 1 Light Ego Crystal. And then everything else. It's really unclear what the crystals even do. They're just kind of collectibles for right now. It's not explained if they make your attack stronger or anything such as that. Like I said, I wish it was clearer. But it's really not. So instead we have this mini-boss, which is one of the satellites essentially come to life. It's got a really predictable attack pattern. For every phase, it shoots out another wave and grows another whip. Shit. And now that we've got the regen power, it really helps for missions where things get really difficult. And so this really lessens the difficulty curve that Jak 2 sets with some of its more bullshit missions. Getting the seal piece in the slums, which is arguably what I spent the most time on during that fucking game. Jesus Christ, that mission. I don't even want to talk about it. Don't let me talk about it. I'm trying to think if there's a shorter or better way to the city. I believe going through this cave will give us a bit of an advantage. Let me check my map just to make sure. Go through there, wind up. Okay, yeah. We hang a left at an intersection here, and we should be right on our way back to the city. I'm not sure when I'm going to end this stream. It may not be... Oh, Jesus. It may not be at the end of Act 1 like I thought. We may end a bit earlier than that, since I do want to go watch Cody play Suikoden. And I do kind of want to make some food. I am fairly hungry. What time is it? Wow, we've been doing this stream for a little bit, haven't we? Now 1:43? Yeah, I believe it is. This is a big late night stream. Let me stream until I finish this drink. Let me stream until I finish this drink and start being bad at the game. Because I'm sure that's what it's going to amount to. I don't know if I prefer my streams with me actually commentating on the game or me having people in the party where I can just talk about things slightly related to video games, just in general. I don't know which I prefer. I don't know which people who watch me prefer because I don't have that many views on YouTube as of yet. I'm not trying to make it big, I'm really not, because I know YouTube is a bit of a pipe dream since everything's going down the shitter recently. Especially with YouTube Red, or not Red, but Rewind, now that it's gotten the notorious reputation that it has. But when I stream for fun. And if I'm mostly talking to myself, then, oh well, I'll mostly talk to myself. I don't think it's that big of a deal.
Yeah, whatever. That gun turret used to be the only thing that stood between us and the desert's cruel kiss. I used to be the
I like all the minigames in this game. I actually really do.
Oh, don't worry. Jack beats things all the time. Hey, Jack?
Is that a masturbation joke? Is he implying that he beats his dick all the time? I don't know. I legitimately don't know. That joke flew right over my head as a little youngin'. I'm still not wholly sure I get it. but I think it's a jerk off joke. It's a relatively easy to understand turret minigame. Miss 10 of those things, lose. Ooh, that's a bad voice crack. The closer to the water it is when you shoot it, or the earlier you shoot it when it comes right out of the water, more points you get. Pretty easy. I'd like to see the goal so we know how close we're getting, if at all, but well, it'll be a mystery. I think it only goes upwards to green in color. Like, that's the most we're going to get. At least for this game. And there is a sort of a slight lock-on, as you can sort of tell how the reticle just kind of juts in position when you go over the target. So, it's a forgiving minigame. I want to say the number of points we have to get is 10,000. So either 10,000 or 7,500. 10,000 seems like it'd be a little bit much, but we are going to start getting a lot more points. Excuse me. Like so. There we are. Ooh, ooh. Oh, damn it. Could have been better, but... And this isn't like the target practice in Jack 2 with the gun range. This will actually just keep shooting targets until you either miss the required amount or get enough points. Okay, it was 7,000. That's not bad.
So, you nippers walloped me score. Fine. The top poppy has to be snipped sometime. Law of the land says the top gunner holds a special trophy in honor of their skill. This crystal's yours now, but I'll be getting it back soon enough.
Neat. So, if you remember when we looked at the inventory screen, there are only 4 of each kind of crystal. 4 dark and 4 light. We already have 2 of each. And I don't know if the game developers intended it for us to only have that many at the beginning, but like, we already have half. And I don't even know what the crystals do. They just seem like, I don't know, they just seem like treasures to some extent. Because it doesn't say whether it powers us up or not. We don't get a new power from them. We're not allowed a new power from them. It's just that we have them. And then, I mean, it's unclear whether it makes, like, the ability stronger. So, I don't know. I'm not sure. Did we drink? Let's drink anyway.
Show me why we should trust the fate of this world to you.
I know what that is. It's not there. It's like over here. Isn't it? Right? Nope. Oh dear. Oh jeez.
Not good.
No?
We are concerned you
I'm misremembering?
burning desire a hero must have.
Let's try again. Oh god. Oh jeez, we're not near a... let's try up on this one, then. Maybe. I don't know. Oh.
Very good. You give us hope for the future.
Any more on our map? All the fucking way over there. That's not far. We'll do it. Drink for success. who knows? Maybe it's like a ring challenge that brings back over here anyway. So I just completely missed it on the way over. Based on what this next mission is, we may stop there. But like I said, we will see. And I did spend a lot of the stream fucking around because I didn't expect to stay in the party that long. But you know, when you get talking, it's like might as well continue on with the story. Not to be mean, but like I know the story, and anybody who watches, I do know the story, and I'm aware. And if you want to know the story, the subtitles are on, and if you want me to talk about it more, I will. Just let me know. I don't mean to be mean or not talk about this game that I have said many times that I absolutely love, despite all its flaws, despite all of its glaring flaws. I absolutely adore this game. It's so strong.
Face this difficult ring challenge.
See, ring challenge. Maybe he'll take us back into town with the with the mission. So we're about to see. I enjoy the lizard ring challenges. I think this thing controls so much better than any zoomer. I think it controls so much better than any zoomer. Like it's almost hilarious. Almost. Even though we are going to be getting back to zoomers later in the game, unfortunately, it'll be fine. Oh no! Oh no! Sad days ahead. Smash that motherfucking crying emote. Because these times are just generous enough to be your fault if you don't get it in time, right? Like, just generous enough. Like, you're gonna get there with like 1 or 2 seconds remaining. Almost every time. So this will probably be easier mission for the jet board when we get that eventually. Ooh. So I'm gonna hop. Yeah, it did. Oh no, it's not taking us back into the city. Oh no! It's fine. Look how many orders we get for that. Fucking 10. Like, come on. That's a lot. That's a good number. I enjoy that. No, I enjoy that number. Because some of the later secrets in this game cost a lot, like upwards up to in the 20s. So I enjoy getting a lot of hours from that mission. Speaking of, let's see if we get anything new for our weapons. Nope, not yet. We may get a new weapon in this next mission. Also, kind of like the crystals, you get like a crazy amount of stuff to start with, but like in the later acts, they slow down, understandably so, because then they realize like, oh, we're giving these things away too fast. So what we get here is that looks like a Vulcan Fury part.
Greetings, brave fighters. The one, the only, the greatest highness of all highnesses.
I might just nuke some fucking cheap-ass chow mein. I know it's like 2 p.m., but I haven't eaten much today, so I'm kind of hungry. Here's some soup. I did buy some groceries today. I love that Pecker's still on his fucking high horse, because he's a piece of shit. I mean, understandably so. He's always just sort of been that character. Like, I know we just got the Vulcan Fury, but you know what's really good for this mission? This fucking beam reflexor. Holy fuck. This gun is good. If I say I'm gonna use this gun for the majority of the fucking game because of how good it is. I'll probably switch out to the Vulcan Fury when I get close to run ammo. And those are the little light eco pips. We can heal ourselves. Like so. I think one pip will give us enough to do it again. Yeah, like we're back to being refilled completely. And this Vulcan Fury feels better than the old one. I don't know if they specifically programmed it this way, but the rumble just feels better. The rumble feels better when shooting this Vulcan Fury than the other. Oh, we win. Okay. Hey! Boy! My boy! Phil Lamar! I mean, Sig.
Whoa, come on, Sig. I'm not gonna fight you.
Sig is a Wastelander. He said it multiple times in the second game, so it makes sense that he's here. Because he's a fucking Wastelander. And that's all that exists out here are Wastelanders. Ooh, that guy's hair doesn't look good. Just that rando right there next to Damus. Damus's hair looks great. I don't know what the fuck you'd call it, but it looks great. I love it. It's dumb. It's real stupid, but I do like it.
Defile the purity of the earth. Sig, your time in Haven City has poisoned you. And you, newcomer, you deserve no mercy.
I saved like 5 of your dudes. That's worth my life, right?
However, Sig, your years of service as our spy in Haven have earned you a chance to redeem yourself. But only this once.
A spy? Just shut up. I'll tell you later.
There is a nest of mentipedes not too far from here. They have been harassing our artifact carriers for some time. I want you to drive into the heart of the nest and take out all of the creatures you find inside. I'd say good luck, but then luck won't help you.
That's an interesting comment. I say good luck, but then luck won't help you. Why does the environment always glitch out like this? How could this be? So it's funny. It's like when you land on something with this lizard's talons, it stuns it, but doesn't kill it. It doesn't do any damage. Because those rats, those things die in one hit. Like if you land on top of somebody's head, it doesn't actually do any damage, but it pisses them off. It does some kind of like invisible damage, like nothing damage. Ooh,
Let's do it, Jack.
we in this now. So I think it's called the Ela Stomper or Ela Monster. Surely it's not Ela Monster. It's Ela Stomper's a real thing. Let's read the inventory screen. Stomper, that's right. Very slow thing, but the weapon is extremely powerful. It locks on. It's got very soft lock on, and it's very strong. Turbo does help though. Turbo really helps this section, even though the nest isn't that far out into the desert. I love this. I love the openness of this desert. I really do. It's good. It's a good. Oh. It's just good enough to be like serviceable as open, you know. The only problem with this gun being like mounted is that if an enemy gets right up in your face, it's going to be really difficult to shoot them. I want our Peacemaker back. I really do like that gun. I want it back. Yeah. Did I take a drink for the end of the... Oh. Yeah, look how fucking awesome that is. Sig's the fucking coolest. And nobody or nothing can convince me otherwise. Sig's the best. Man, he's so good. These things suck though. Unfortunately, we can't get out of the vehicle during this time because there are a shit ton of orbs in here. Like an actual ton. And just in that section alone, because when we go deeper into here, I don't think there's really that much of anything. I mean, yeah, there's a mission. Oh my. You're good. We are good. Should have kept some boosts coming in here, but we did not. 'Cause I'm too trigger happy. This vehicle's really so slow that you can't really... Oh, jeez. It's a bad fucking day when the eggs start fighting back. Can't really drift. Is back? Hey, you back?
Yeah, I got them both downloaded.
Cool.
The first little bit of Suikoden 1. It's gonna be very slow, I think.
I mean, I don't know how long the games are supposed to be here. They're traditional JRPG length, like 100 hours. Where do I go from here? Bounce. There. Right. When you've got an automated turret mounted onto your gun, enemies don't really amount to much. It's like, they don't really mean anything. Jesus. Of course, that doesn't mean anything if I keep running into fucking walls, because this thing controls like ass.
I gotta update my PS4 real quick. I will be back. I didn't know there was a system software update. Apparently.
Ooh, crumbling thing. Get rid of that one. That's no good. Oh well. Jesus. Okay. Good, we did it. Now let's get the fuck out.
Poison gas!
Because, yeah, now there's fucking poison gas filling everything. For some reason. Oh, jeez. This thing's so ungodly slow, there's an actual urgency to get out of here in time. Unlike the fucking shark or the... Hell, even the tough puppy is a better... is a better speed racer than this hunk of shit. But I think it gives us plenty of time to actually escape, especially if you make little cuts like that. This thing even hop. Not well. This vehicle does not have jumps like I hoped it would. No fun allowed in this vehicle, only business.
No fun whatsoever. Okay, gotta restart.
You are still with us. I'm impressed. And you destroyed the metalhead eggs. I suppose mercy is in order. And
oh look, it actually says my chat's online now.
What next, huh?
Despite no one commenting in the chat.
Never
Oh.
again defile the arena.
I'm not too upset about it. Because, you know, who cares? Who cares? I can talk to myself all fucking day. Pow, pow, pow. Pow. Pow, 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 pow. Oh, Jesus. Pow, pow, pow. Can Sig just stay permanent, buddy? Permanent party member? He's basically a cooler Barrett. And I know that's blasphemy to like everybody, but he is. Oh, Jesus. Ugh. This fucking hunk of shit doesn't even travel fast. I say we'll see what this next. We'll see what happens next. Maybe after this next mission, we'll see when we end.
Jack, this is Ashlyn. I'm glad you're still alive.
Oh.
I see Damus still keeps tabs on his old beacons. Listen, I've got to see you immediately. I've landed up by the Oasis, but I don't have much time. Please come find me.
Oh yeah, that's right. So, it allows you to take any of your unlocked vehicles, but this one is the best one to take for reasons that we will get into later. 1 hour later. However the fucking narrator of SpongeBob does his voice, I wanna do that. I would like to do that. I was thinking about how much fun it would be to actually be a voice actor recently. I know I'm no actor of any kind, but I'm just thinking, and not that I'd even do it professionally either, just thinking that would be fun as like a hobby. I mean, if I could get a job out of it, then fuck yeah.
And I'm back for the third time.
Howdy, howdy. I've got a vehicle that has super hops and grenades. What do you have?
Cody Blackout 4 Operation Absolute Zero. It just came out, and there's snow, and there's stuff, and I don't care.
Oh.
I'm just kind of playing. Honestly, Blackout, though, it's pretty fun.
That's all I've heard. All I've heard is it's fun.
I was worried that whenever I got it, you know, it's going to be like, oh, it's going to be fun for a month, and everybody's going to realize, wow, this sucks, but it's actually not bad at all. It's really good.
Jack, I need you to come back to the city. We're losing the fight. Vigor is drunk on power and he's taken command. He doesn't understand what he's up against. I need you...
The villain's name is Vigor.
Sounds like a bad song.
It does sound... It sounds like a, what DBZ does with their villains and heroes, names them after vegetables.
Ah, yes. Onion.
No, but like Kakarot is like obviously carrot. Vegeta is just a vegetable. Like, Akira Toriyama is something else when it comes to naming things. So this person I'm protecting definitely has a health bar, but my face cam is obscuring it. So if she dies, it's going to be a mystery to me. Oh, Jesus. We don't see Dark Strike a whole lot. I'm glad I got to use that. Let me heal myself before bullshit happens. Do it? So one more? Yeah! Big success. I expect to die a lot during that mission.
Friends need you. I need you.
The city didn't help, remember? They can rot for all I care.
But what
So,
about
have you
your...
seen the new Beyond Good and Evil 2 gameplay?
Or was it
Have you got gameplay now?
Don't you remember?
Yeah, just like a day or two ago.
I should check that out then, because I liked the first game quite a bit. And it left off on a stupid cliffhanger. So why they decided to make this a prequel is beyond my comprehension.
Good and evil, too. That's it.
Yeah, yep, that's it. You got it.
Yep. Hire me, Ubisoft, please. I need a job.
Please.
A job that pays well.
Please help.
I'm poor. Anyways, what was I gonna say? Yeah, so it looks ambitious as fuck, like kind of scary ambitious.
How so? Is it trying to mix a whole lot of genres together, or?
No, it's just doing some super, like, the scale of stuff is pretty fucking whack.
You mean like graphics-wise?
No, just like scale-wise.
Is it going to be an open world game, or?
Yeah, that's what I'm getting at. Like the scale of it is like, oh yeah, there are just cities all that you can just travel to, and then you could just fucking leave the planet and just go to another city on another planet. Like, I can't really think of a good way to describe it, and I don't know enough about the first game to know like what to compare it to or anything, so it's kind of hard. But it looks cool.
Well, that's good. Can only hope it lives up to the hype, I suppose, because this is one of those games that was like, this definitely was by all means a cult classic. Like, I had barely even heard of the game before I played it, and I just played the HD remaster like a few years ago, and that's the only way I heard of it. I'm like, yeah, this is a fucking solid game.
Did it ever,
so,
like, wasn't it like Xbox only or some shit? Like,
no, I think it was multi-plat for at least GameCube and Xbox. I don't know if it came out on PS2. I want to say it did. Well, I know it was definitely on GameCube and Xbox.
Okay, then.
So now we've got
like,
this fucking
I know literally
seal.
nothing about the game. I really do know almost nothing about the game.
The first game was a Zelda-like with stealth elements, which was a really weird combination that actually kind of worked.
Yeah, this one doesn't seem like that, but I honestly, I don't even know what to call this one.
Well, because of those two were primarily it, but it was such a mishmash of like other genres. Like, I don't blame it if this game also tries to do that. So, I am interested to watch that trailer. It's like I said, the first game was good. It was real good. It's a cult classic for a reason, because it's actually a really well put together game. Grab that. So now we got this little trinket that lets us come back to the temple and unlock new things. Like this. And, oh shit, we got the Jeb board, didn't we?
Now we're getting somewhere.
That's the ticket.
Jet bird. Oh fuck.
Jet jackass.
Jet Jaguar, Jet Jaguar. One of my favorite comments that I've seen in the last like week or so is that the only race more oppressed than gamers are Jet Jaguar fans.
Wait, say that again?
The only race more oppressed than gamers are Jet Jaguar fans.
Oh.
Because he's not being represented in the new, like, Godzilla Monsterverse that we're doing.
That's so sad.
I know, Jet Jaguar needs all the love that he can get. Jet Jaguar, Jet Jaguar. Like, I don't even know the story of Jet Jaguar, even though I fucking love him.
He fights big monsters and doesn't afraid of anything.
Okay, I guess that's all I need to know.
It's like, I'm pretty sure that's what it is.
I know he fights the big evil. I just don't know where he came from or what exactly he is besides Big Metal Sentai Man. Maybe that's all I need to know. Miss one or... Oh wait, there we are. Now, as to what these are canonically, don't worry about it. They may be collectibles in-game, but as to what their lore reasoning is, don't worry about it. Oh fuck, oh jeez.
Capitalistic lie.
Fuck Big Pharma, am I right or am I right?
Right.
Good shit.
Collectibles were made by Big Pharma.
Oh man. You know what that sounds like? Fuck 'em.
What?
Press R2 to dismount the jet board. Don't tell me what to do, I want to ride my jet board. I want to ride my bicycle, I want to ride my bike. Oh Jesus, that's a lot of collectibles.
To ride my jet Jaguar.
Sakurai, please put Jack and Dexter in Smash, even though it would make no sense. There is nothing linking them to a Nintendo console in any way, but I want it.
I mean, he did say that, you know, it's like, they're going to do, you know, third-party stuff, so honestly, having them is a lot more likely than you think, probably.
Oh shit, is this where I get time stop? I get time stop powers! Because magic! Oh yeah, when I use these powers is when the 1080p like drops for some reason, and it's like everything looks as pixelated as it did on the PS2, but that's fine, I guess.
Instant your quality.
It does. Like that's one of the reasons why these ports are kind of not great. Is because when I use certain powers that like distort time, there's this weird blue filter effect, and everything drops down to its original quality, like back on the PS2, and it looks like shit. But other than that, these ports they're okay. What was that? Oh, it was the door.
Huh?
man, even the frame... This frame rate looks PS1 era. It's bad. Like, it's not chugging, but, like, the way things move has that certain, like, jerky pixelated movement that should not be. Wow. Wowie, wow, wow, wow. Oh, jeez, am I gonna actually make it? I did. Hella chicken dinner. Ugh. First try, I did it. I'm the winner. I'm not gonna lie, this design for the light powers is super simplistic, but them going the route of like just making him look like Dr. Manhattan is actually working. Fuck. Yes, hooray for time stop. I love it. It's the dumbest power, but the best. Hey Cody, how late you staying up tonight? You got anything to do tomorrow?
Got work at 3:30.
So
yeah, nothing.
You're staying up late then, is what I'm hearing?
Yeah.
Alright, cool shit. Because I'm probably going to stream until I get to the first boss of this game, which might be 30-ish more minutes.
Okay, cool.
Look, Jack got a seal back, and it opens doors.
It opens doors.
She says the catacombs are the key to the planet's very survival.
You boys up for a little ride?
Yep.
So, Cody, you remember the movie Zathura? Which was like a kind of a Jumanji ripoff, but also like a spiritual sequel, kind of?
Yeah, we're in a party. Yeah.
Oh, the frames in this section are bad.
100%. We would do it. He is playing Jack.
Is that Steve?
Yeah, that's Steve that Jack is talking to.
Tell Steve I say hi.
He said taxes. It's not like these walls they block much sound.
I'm about to say, it's not like I can't hear you across the hall anyway.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna drink anymore. Because we're close to being done with the stream, and making a full drink would be... Unless I start dying a lot, then.
I mean, I think he does, because, I think girls come over before, but honestly, 99% of the time it's just his friends that come over. You know, honestly, I don't fucking know, man. Like, that could be a thing.
So, we're not even through the first act of the game. And we have 3 out of 4 dark jack powers and 3 out of 4 light jack powers. So things are gonna drop off for a little bit for a few hours.
Let's see, Cooper.
Sup?
How long has Logan lived here with us? Like since September? Is that right?
September, you said?
Isn't that around when he moved in?
That sounds right.
Yeah, I think
I just have to gauge it by how long I've kept the Wi-Fi router in his room for, like before he moved in. That's how long I have to gauge it by. Because Max moved in like a couple months after we did.
Yeah.
And Logan moved in a couple months after Max did.
It looks like some kind
So 4 months after May would have been like October, September, yeah.
Okay. That Mar guy must have never slept much.
I'm going ahead to tell Onan
Or August, September, my bad. I don't know why I thought October was before September. It's because I've been drinking, that's why. That's my excuse.
Only problem we've ever had with him is sometimes the apartment will smell like weed. Yeah. It doesn't really bother me that much.
It didn't bother me until I realized his room and it has a vent that's directly connected to my bathroom, so often I'd go in my bathroom and it'd smell like fucking funk. Like real strong.
Did you hear what he just said, Steve? Yeah, the vents are connected. Well, I think it's just from his room to over there. I don't think it's like they're... I mean, they might all be connected. Hell if I know, but whenever he does do it, you can really smell it in his bathroom. I mean, I don't smell anything. You're good.
Oh man, I'm missing out on skull gems. It's fine. You can actually grind them out in this fucking game, unlike the second game. I remember back when I beat this game and unlocked all the cheats, everything. I just fuck around like a sandbox mode, and it was probably one of the most fun things I had. That it's like I was bored, boot some Jack 3 with all the cheats on, just fuck around.
Yeah.
Gun. Ooh, sweet. I didn't. Oh, okay. I must have killed things that I haven't even seen. I didn't give me any orbs, huh? Guess I don't deserve it.
Oh wow, I didn't even know that they killed a guy over here. Shit.
I don't remember exactly how long the section is, but like I said, it should only take probably 30-ish minutes.
What the fuck is this? Acid bomb? There's an acid bomb in this map.
All I know is there's a section in here that I am not looking forward to.
Why is that?
Because it is essentially an escort mission where you have to punch a rat into a hamster wheel in order to get where you want to go.
What the fuck does that say to me, Cooper?
I don't know. I don't know how to explain it any simpler than that. But you have to make sure this rat doesn't die, all the while herding it like cattle into a fucking hamster wheel so it can power some machinery for you to progress.
Yeah.
And the only way to really start herding it is to punch it into the hamster wheel.
All right.
Peter would say it's animal abuse. I say it's progress.
Evolution at its finest, right?
It is. Oh jeez. Oh no.
So the rat's who's fucking boss.
So, this game establishes pretty early on in the first game that, or this series as a whole rather, that there are ancient beings that existed before, essentially before humans did, or whatever race you could call the beings in this game because they've got the weird long ears and shit.
Yeah.
But for their sake, I'm just going to call them humans. And of course they're called precursors because what else do you call them? Their design is so fucking cool. Like how they design all their statues and shit, which is like big. They look like big fucking weird bronze mechas, but with giant mosquito proboscis noses.
What the fuck?
If I could, oh shit. After I'm done streaming, I'll find you a picture because it's legit the coolest thing ever. Like, it doesn't sound cool from the way I described it, but it actually kind of looks awesome. Non-biased talking.
Oh, that texture is freaking out.
Alright, come on, you fucking weasel. Did I get it? I got it.
Okay, that one's
I swear I'm not picking my nose to get shit out. It is just because it itches. Hello, hello, hello! Get fucked, idiots. I'm dead.
Okay.
Just follow me.
So you know how Fortnite has the Battle Pass, right?
Right.
Well, Blackout has the same thing, except it gives everything out for free. I know that's crazy, but like the super cool looking stuff, obviously isn't. But the stuff in this new free pass is a lot better than what it was before, so that's pretty cool.
I mean, besides being a better game in general, and I'm not trying to say that with bias because I've never really cared for Fortnite's like shooting and whatnot. They've got to find some way to compete, right?
Yeah.
And how do you compete with a free game when you're trying to release a $60 experience? I guess make all the...
$60 is also kind of a joke. If you really want to play the game, like, that's not just Blackout. Like, if you want to go do actual multiplayer and stuff, you gotta shell out an extra $50 for the Black Ops Pass.
You're shitting. It comes with its own fucking pass?
Oh, yeah, no, I'm not shitting you at the fuck all.
That's kind of garbage.
Yeah, but, like, if you're just wanting to play Blackout, from what I can tell so far, it is just,
So you're telling me you can't even do, like, the regular multiplayer mode?
No, you can. You just, like, for that and for zombies, you won't get any more maps, you won't get any more, you know, extra guns or any of that fun shit, you know, it's like... Honestly, I don't know everything about it.
Shoot the track targets, Jack.
I just know it's super huge, kind of a rip-off. But at least for
yeah,
Blackout, everything's basically free.
I mean...
And of course, every corner of the screen, like, has something somewhere where it's like, hey, you can buy this. Like, every screen somewhere, maybe in a corner, maybe in your face, maybe not. It's something that's like, hey, you can buy.
I don't want to condone Call of Duty's practices or Activision practices as a whole because they've always been kind of like that. But, like, they really have always sort of been like that. If you want extra maps, you gotta buy the map season pass or whatever.
Yeah.
It's like, it's shitty, but yeah, that's not anything new. I thought you meant, like, if you wanted to play online multiplayer, then you had to, like, fucking buy a battle pass for that.
Oh, God.
That's why I was like, that's not a good practice.
So,
since we're already fucking paying PlayStation to be online.
Yeah. Honestly, the paying PlayStation to be online is still so stupid. Honestly, for everybody, it still is. Paying $60 for even a year, you know, or like 40, like kind of like how I did for this year, it's super dumb. Because most of these games, we do not use Sony servers. Like, you want to go play, excuse me, basically fucking anything online, you're not connecting to Sony servers. You're connecting to play the game, at least, to, you know, whoever servers it. Like, for Destiny, you'd be connecting to the Bungie servers. But, PlayStation acts as a middleman, and if you're, like, where are they? If you try and play a game online, if the game is not free, like if it's a paid game, then you can't play that game online without having PlayStation Plus. Which honestly seems incredibly backwards to me. Because free games like Fortnite or Warframe, you don't have to pay anything to play those online. Whereas like Black Ops 4, Destiny, you know, basically any kind of multiplayer game, you have to have PlayStation Plus.
It's a real shitty practice that we just sort of come to accept as the norm now, which, like I said, we shouldn't condone that kind of thing at all.
The issue is lots of people just go out, like, they go out and they will buy this game and then they'll see, oh, I have to do that on top of it. Okay. They're not, I hate using the term gamers, but they're not people who are very, you know, they don't know what they're buying, they don't know what they're missing, they don't know what they're not missing. They just see, oh, I need that.
This character.
Okay, fine.
I needed quick
But like,
access to the catacombs below.
for me, it's like I see the Black Ops Pass, and it's just like, so like, with the Black Ops Pass, it comes with 2 new multiplayer maps, a new Blackout character that you can play as, and an all-new Zombies experience. The first Black Ops Pass update is available now and includes Madagascar and Elevation, 2 new multiplayer maps, Reaper, the intimidating robotic specialist to play in Blackout, Dead of the Night, an intense Zombies experience featuring a celebrity cast. This epic new content adds to the incredible value of Black Ops Pass. Others also receive Shadow Man, an exclusive Blackout character, Classified, a chilling Zombies experience, 1,000 Call of Duty points, 300 Nudge last. I think that's for Zombies. 10 upcoming multiplayer maps, 3 upcoming Blackout characters, 3 upcoming Zombie experiences. So the one thing that they did do right in the Blackout stuff, they like some of the characters that you can play as, which honestly, I mean, it's in first person. Yeah, there are emotes and shit now, but they're not like Fortnite. You don't actually see your character in third person or anything. So to me, a skin is hell sometimes next to pointless. At least in this. But everything Blackout related, they actually did make a smart business decision.
Wait till the pillar's cool before you get on them.
It's all basically free. So I gotta give them props for that. I'm gonna go make these.
You know, part of me thinks that's like, we sort of like just accept it because they're giving out the free games monthly.
Yeah.
And like,
are you talking about PlayStation?
Yeah.
Yeah. Honestly, they're not. It's not even free games. I mean, you pay for them.
Yeah, quote unquote free. Because we're paying for the online, which should be free, and they're giving us games for the subscription that we pay.
See, honestly, I don't mind, you know, like, if there was an option to just be able to play free online, I would almost certainly choose that. But for things like setting up parties, maybe even sending messages, and, you know, or not no, not sending messages, but parties and other, you know, like save data, backup to the cloud, and all that kind of stuff. All that I can understand wanting to pay for, you know. Parties aren't necessary, you know. You do have to actually you know, just all kinds of other different stuff. You know, there's honestly, I think about it, there's not a lot, but there still is stuff. It's like, yeah, I see why we have to pay for that. But to be able to play online, that I don't ever set well with me. Anyway, I will be back in a week, or 7, I don't know.
Did we win? We did win. And he's got gun upgrade for us.
Oh yeah! The boys are back in town! Let's go topside and see what kind of trouble we can get into.
It's so edgy, but I do love that line. There are certain line readings that are just edgy enough for me to love. So here we are, back in Haven, just like how we remember it, sort of, you know. That boss fight would officially conclude the end of Act 1 for this game, so I think we're going to save here and call it a stream. I think it was a relatively good stream. It was a really fun time. I don't know how many streams it's going to be. Probably the rest aren't going to be as long as this one. They may be a little bit shorter. It's one of those we will see things. So, thank you for anyone who tuned in. Thanks to Cody who supplied wonderful conversation, and I will see y'all next time. Goodbye.
Oh, just as I walk in, I can't.